Welcome. Today we're gonna talk about AI in the film world, right? But yeah. So we have Matt here. Hi, Matt.
Hi.
What do you do? Who are you?
What I do in life? I'm Kathumi Kan's best friend. I guess a film producer, to put it lightly, or what's the term?
Modestly.
Modest. I don't want to say modest. It makes me sound like a jack off. I don't know.
I'm being so modest right now.
I don't know. I just say I'm a filmmaker. And
Hi, I'm Ann Alsop. I'm a filmmaker and a writer, and I know nothing about AI, so sorry for wasting your time.
Let's go. Well, we're here to learn today, okay? So yeah, I want to talk very specifically about AI in the film industry, but I think we gotta set some like a little bit ground rules. I feel like we kind of forget, like there's a lot of AI going on, right? Mm-hmm. There's large language models, right? There's image generation, and then there's like video generation. For where I want to go next, I think we need to understand what like large language models are.
This intelligence, these large language models, and many of the other AIs that we'll talk about, it doesn't have memory or thoughts in the way that we think about. It isn't some sort of being that sits there like a god creature that's like, I know the answer to your questions. No, it literally just predicts the next word over and over and over. Now, there are tricks that we can do to make it feel creative or more intelligent. Temperature is one such setting to make it more likely to give certain types of answers, kind of. Temperature is more about making it less predictable. This is what's so weird about all this. Literally, a math equation we made that can predict the next word is the foundation of all of this crazy stuff that's been going on with AI.
It's sort of like an evolution of just like predictive text. It kind of just feeds a question over and over again. And it's like most people would respond with this word first, and then this next word first. And, it's kind of... that is like the rudimentary version of LLMs, like, and then like they've like scaled up. But yeah, one of the first like what's it called, service providers that we have is this one called Nolan. Nolan does a little bit too much. They I mainly knew them from trying to do like script writing, but now they're trying to do like fucking like Copilot editing, budgeting, and I'm like, I don't know if that's smart. I was like, maybe you guys want to hone into like one very specific thing.
Bryce is an independent filmmaker.
You guys can hear that?
Yeah.
This is Bryce getting ready for his day. Like most independent filmmakers, Bryce wears a lot of hats. He's a writer, director, editor, producer. He even does storyboards, although not very well. Nice shot. But Bryce knows what it takes to be a filmmaker. The long, hard, lonely days of writer's block and busy work, which all lead to the ultimate goal of maybe, just maybe, making a movie one day. I do it all with Nolan.
He's Nolan. That's Nolan. That's the guy. But it's like, I mean, doesn't like Studio Binder already sort of like do like auto script breakdowns?
Yeah, it almost seems like they're just saying you can shortcut the creative part of the prep work with AI, which...
You're like, that's no. I don't want to shortcut that.
That ad was very squishy. I don't know what it was actually telling me to use it for. Matt, you go. I can see you have thoughts.
I really don't have thoughts on that. I didn't get much from.
Yeah.
It felt like a Studio Binder commercial, but it's not Studio Binder.
That's why, and I feel like that's like their problem, that it's so like like they're kind of doing too much.
Yeah.
That I'm like, you can't encompass it.
It's peak startup activities. That's like we do AGI agents for consulting firms in the
fuck is
sector.
AI budgeting?
It's
for
just
film.
Making. So the thing I brought up, I can talk about the AI class I took like 2 months ago, but AI budgeting, at least the idea I had, is to literally like give it parameters, like a full like production budget, and then tell it to break it down by department based on the script that you input to it. Okay. As the basic premise. I don't know if that's what it is, but that was my idea for AI budgeting.
Okay. Yeah.
Editor. So I presume that's just like the bullshit YouTube slop. That's just like it cuts like very basically to like how the person's cadence is.
Okay.
I'm talking about.
Yeah. Again, like they're not like. They're not the best, but I mean, I just heard people like talking about them, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just want to go through them just to see.
It feels just like an agent, like a PA agent.
It feels like they're just running ChatGPT.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's ChatGPT integrated in the Studio Binder is what this pitch is.
Yeah.
But it feels just like it's a startup by this one dude who.
Well, a
probably
lot
has
of these
friends
AIs
so
are all
much.
based on the same like open language models. You
Yes,
know,
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just
like the
people
API.
adding layers on top of it, different
Yeah.
software layers on top of it to market it as something new.
Now for one that's like a little less annoying is Saga. Now, once it helps you like sort of like plot out like the logline themes, and then it gets very deep into like character arcs. This one we can dive into a little bit because I've already filled out a lot of this stuff. Okay. Dude, I'm in New York City.
Yeah,
That's okay.
we made it.
We did it. Yeah, but like, yeah, you're. I'll show you guys a little bit more how this works. But like, on a lot of these things, you're able to input your own like idea, and then like from generate, like you can just generate. Like it'll either expand your idea, or it'll just be like, I don't fucking know. This is the plot of your movie now. I'll get more into it, but I haven't dealt with like the actual screenplay of it. But I think what is interesting is trying to actually like generate storyboards from it. In my head, I was like, I think it's not a bad idea if you maybe also, I don't know, if you're struggling to, because I feel like I sometimes direct in a way that I see some of my shots, but then also like some of my other shots I do not know. Like I actually like some of the, like I know like my totem pole shots. Are you guys like this at all, or am I
No.
just bad? Is that why I don't
I
direct?
mean, like you start out not knowing a lot of the film, right?
Yeah.
But
No,
then
when you have a script after
Yeah.
you're trying to do the shot list, do you know like most of the shots? in
when
your
I'm
head?
writing, I usually have a pretty visual sense of how the scene's going to play out. So I may not get down to the granular level of like shot by shot, but I at least have like a general sense of it. And then, but I mean, yeah, I hear you. If there are shots that I'm not sure how best to get it, I might do something like that.
Yeah, because I'm not sure. I mean, like, because when you hire a DP, like, are they like they're immediately on the clock, right? Like you're paying for them, right? They're not like
Yeah.
I'm not sure if like a writer director would be like, well, I want to maybe visually see it. Like, what are my options here? And it's like maybe be like, oh, like
Well, a lot of times it's in the pre-production phase that you're working with the storyboard artist. The director is, you know, and then you might have a separate process with the DP where you're building out a shot list together, and maybe then you have a storyboard artist come in and work on that shot list, you know. But it's like you can do it as part of your own creative process for developing your vision for it, or a little bit later when you're ready to like show the team, hey, this is how things are gonna flow, you know.
have you guys ever worked with a storyboard artist?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You want to expand on that or just?
No,
like,
I just haven't.
You're like, hey, you work with a fucking story. People still do that shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
fuck.
I didn't know like how attainable that is, or if that's like,
Yeah.
is it like do they charge a hefty amount or what?
Well, so mine was on a student film, so everyone was working for free, and it was
Gotcha.
just one of the guys on my art team was also
Okay.
a storyboard artist. So,
Gotcha. What
yeah.
about you?
I think. Okay, I'm trying to remember who it was. I can't remember who it was. It was some guy that used to go to this film school.
Okay, gotcha.
That
it
guy's
was like-
watching this video. Like,
It's like
I
it's
will
me.
avenge.
But it was like for my prod one or like a director's work. It was like for something that wasn't that much. It was just to kind of like to try it. It was more like a trial.
I think for me, like the reason why I thought like the storyboard part is really cool is because like again I've never worked with a storyboard artist, and I always thought it would be maybe like too expensive, and so that's why in my head I'm like, let me just try to get a full-fledged idea of it. But in my head I'm also like, maybe I can realize that what I'm writing is stupid. Like if I get to the shot list, I don't have to actually take the shot for me to realize that it's a dumb idea. That maybe I still got to go back to the writing of it. You know, like even like so I don't bring on a DP before we realize that doesn't work. You know,
But
like,
I feel like what doesn't work in a script is going to be story stuff more so than visual stuff, right?
yeah.
So if you're storyboarding something and it's not working, that's more of a visual problem. Whereas you're not going to figure out the problems with the script until you have actors going through the dialogue and then you see the holes of the story, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just bad.
I actually, let me have a good answer to that. So I don't use storyboard artists, but I've used concept artists before. So I've had production designers that have made their own concept art for art related stuff. And then I sort of use that to dictate visual style. In terms of like fucking doing. Can I swear on this?
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Okay. In terms of fucking doing like
has
actual
now.
storyboarding, I prefer photoboarding. I'm a big storyboard. I mean, I do rough ones. Like you can fucking look up directors and their shitty storyboards to like start with, and then like relay those to the DP, do photo boards, and that's that collaboration. But basically, the agenda is to fucking get all your fucking disagreements out of the way before set, and that's sort of the process of filtering all the DP's dumb fucking ideas into.
Okay.
I'm
Matt's
not
coming for the DPs.
No,
I know,
really
because I was going to say it's the director's
Yeah.
dumbass idea.
that too.
And you're like, we cannot.
all
do
of
that.
our
You do
dumb.
not- you
To be
cannot
fair,
do
all of
that.
our fucking dumb ideas. That way, on set, we know what the fuck is
The
up.
goal is to leave this podcast with no friends. I didn't bring my glasses. I can't
You're
read
fine. Oh my god.
You're having lots of boomer.
Yeah,
Are you
how
good?
did
them. I
you-
really am. I'm
Have you
booming
aged 10
out.
years since we
Did you
last
drive with glasses?
Yes.
Oh my god.
This is such a
Are you
reluctant.
doing a criminal indictment
Yes.
right now?
No, I have these ancient glasses from high school in my car that I use when I'm driving at night.
You're not wearing
Okay.
them on cam?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
pause.
She's
Let me go
squinting.
get my
She's
ancient
squinting.
high school
Okay, hold
glasses.
on.
So
but
are
yeah,
you still on
like,
storyboards?
so well, I mean, I do think that's like that. It's kind of nice, like at least for knowing that the images that come out, we know that they're kind of trash. Like you're like, well, I don't know if you could use them for anything but.
So are
Image.
these images here are what they're saying you would use for your storyboard?
Yeah, it's trying to like actually come out with like the
Oh.
storyboard for it. What do you think?
Okay, so storyboards are sketches. Usually you're using them to like figure out framing and blocking and things like that. But you also want to discover things in the frame as you're going through that process. What I don't love about this is it's already got like lighting in here. It's got like performance choices in terms of like, you know, there's just a lot here that I would want to discover that's already being made. It's already being decided for me.
Gotcha.
Essentially.
And yeah, you're also kind of saying it sounds like they could also potentially get their hopes up like too high, and it's like, bro, you cannot achieve that. Either like you're not going to get that location, or you're not going to light it like that. You know, like the location doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know,
Or I might
There's
want to
lot
go
of
a
stuff like that.
completely different direction. I might want different, you know, a whole different feel for it, and maybe just the process of sketching it out. I'm a terrible artist, so my sketches
Stick
do not
figure.
help me get there, but they at least help me figure out some things about what I want in the scene. I might reference images like this, but I wouldn't want to use it as like my first step, you know?
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because I even like when I did like photo boards, I had my actors like simultaneously. We were what's it called, like rehearsing, and I was like, we rehearse it in a real like space, so I know like where logistically we can have that camera. And then like I remember like one specific day, I was like, no, it's actually more interesting if I like flip it in this other side. I was like, it's actually a little bit more dynamic, but you don't see it until you're like in the space
Yeah.
itself. At least that's for me. Like I cannot. It's sometimes hard for me to imagine it without actors a little bit. And so that's why I'm like, that is a little tough. You know, like
Well, and this looks more like photo boards, which
Yeah.
again, I would prefer to work with a DP and maybe have some actors or stand-ins to figure out what the shot should be together. There's like a collaborative process there where you're kind of trying things out and figuring out what makes the most sense for the space and for the story you're telling. So I don't know. This to me would not be all that useful.
okay,
Yeah.
fair.
Poo poo.
Poo poo. Two
It is
thumbs
like-
down.
What it feels like, because you're an editor, is like getting married to temp music, where it's like you're so used to the.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's why I was
Yeah.
thinking, like your hopes are a little like
Yeah.
high. Yeah.
I will say the place I see that being useful is for like a pitch deck or something.
Gotcha.
Because when you're working, like if you're doing a commercial, a lot of like corporate clients especially, there's a lot on the line for them. It's risky. They don't have a lot of imagination for what it could be because they're
gotcha.
so scared of what it could not be, you know? So then having some polished photos like that will actually help them visualize it in a way that I don't know that you need as much when you're in the development phase as the creative.
Gotcha. Cool. Sick opinion. Super rad opinion.
Thanks,
Can we
bro.
get 10 booms, dude?
I'm not gonna get 10 booms in the shot.
Oh no, but I just wanted to show you guys like sort of like what the UI looks.
Did you pay for this?
No, it's free.
Okay.
No, you have to pay for like the storyboard part. It's like 3 days free. I was like, just for today. But yeah, anyway, like, so you just put a title, whatever. Here's my log line. I'm not gonna. This would be the equivalent of me being like, come over, we can watch my short film. So that's why I don't want to go through it. But like, see, it does like see, I don't have a theme in here, but if I just go generate, it's like looking through some of the other shit. Let's see what the fuck it comes up with. It says error, bad story. Okay, theme. Is it better to protect a child from painful truths, or does true love demand honesty, no matter the cost? Sort of my film is a little like that. Can the bonds of family survive the weight of lies and betrayal, or is truth the only path to healing? That's still sort of right to my story. Does the pursuit... This is a little bit like I know some parts of my idea, but it's like almost using it filler to help me organize some of the stuff. Like I probably would have forgotten to put a theme in here, like, but in my head I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I mean. But it kind of gets it into. I think it's nice because I think it does work together. Like it understands the rest of the text that I have input. You know, it's not just like talking out of its ass.
Yeah.
And again, like it does talk about like story types. Like it does like trapped with a monster, a road story, magic wish. You know, like these are like story types, you know. And then it even says like
two?
What?
You only pick 2?
You know, I think it only lets me do 2. See, like these are grayed out.
That's fucking weird.
I know. But then I guess it also like tells you, you know, if you're a dumbass, like, you know, examples of like a road story or setting California 2000s. Real original, man. Sorry, this is very very vulnerable for me, guys. But like sometimes I like struggle to like make like characters, you know, like in full detail, because it's like it's hard for me to write characters first when I don't have this like a script, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I don't know like when I want a character to be introduced. So I think this part is kind of ass, because I'm like, it's telling me like to sort of write the story and then immediately go to the characters before I go into the acts, you know? And I'm like, well, hold on.
I agree with that.
But like I don't fucking know. Like I sometimes don't exactly know where the fuck I'm going with the script. You know, like it's hard to let the beast, like the entity, sort of like build upon itself. Yeah. Or like I don't know. Like I feel like I can't be too dog shit. Like original, like, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start off with this. It's kind of a small script. It's a short story about just one girl, and then you're like, well, I think it might be more interesting if she has a dad. Having it just a script that I can just input and like sort of word vomit to is kind of nice. I do think this kind of does hold you a little bit like it's like the, what do they call, like the bowling lanes, like to
the guardrails.
The guardrails a little bit, which I mean maybe for me it's like nice, but yeah, because see then you get into like trying to talk about like the acts and then trying to get it down into like the beats as well, which I mean I haven't done any of that, but what's up?
Did it generate any of the text that you had in there for those acts?
So I would write whatever I wanted it to be. Sometimes I'll like take the gamble and I'll just hit generate first. Gotcha. And then just see like, oh, what does it have for me? And if it's completely off basis on like the story I'm trying to tell, I will start writing it down. And if I start writing something, and then click generate, like it might be like you're trying to like guide it too a little bit. Yeah. And I don't know. I think it's not bad for like people who are struggling to just start to write, you know. It's like, because even if you get like a kind of a shitty idea out there, at least you have a draft. At least you have a draft, you know. At least you know like how to fix it. Because I do know like it could be a little scary looking at a blank page, and again you're like, well, I only have this idea for like one character, and it's like I have to make a feature. It's like, how the fuck am I gonna do that, you know? But it's I get that it gets intimidating, and I know that having it sort of like divided like this, it might be easier to like consume, or you know, I don't know. What do you think?
I have a lot of thoughts, man.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I guess starting with, I was recently working on the outline for a feature script, and I got stuck, and I was like, let me see if ChatGPT could help me with the structure. So I had it help me create like a Save the Cat beat sheet, and that was actually helpful because it was taking my ideas and helping me structure it. So I could see like a similar use here, but then every time it would suggest ideas to me or try to fill them in, I was like, what are you talking? Like, and it's, I mean, the whole premise here with AI, right, is that it's pulling from what already exists. So by definition, it's going to be suggesting things that have already been done and a lot of the same things that everyone's always creating, which can work. And I think to your point, like this is kind of like the training wheels version. It could be cool to use this a couple times, but what worries me is that if someone learns this way, where every time they get stuck, they have immediate help, they're not learning to sit with that discomfort, which is where the real creativity really happens.
That's true.
Which is like, sometimes you got to sit with a problem for a while and be willing to like keep working at it. And I'll regularly push myself to make a list of like, okay, what are 10 things that wouldn't happen here? And then I'll pick one of those things because it's already more interesting than what something like this would suggest, which we've seen a million times, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
I would say this tool is specifically for you can't hear me, I'm too quiet on it.
And which side are you speaking on? Are you speaking into the back? You're speaking into the back.
Okay.
Who's the boomer now?
I know.
Well, I keep turning down my fucking mic. Is this better?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. What was I saying?
You said that this is really good for somebody.
Yeah, I mean the primary, not the primary, one of the issues with AI filmmaking is the people who use AI for filmmaking are not the same people who've ever had interest in filmmaking prior. Or like the creative side, because you're in that category.
Even the reason, that's why I was like, I very much foresee this being a producer who does not want to hire somebody to fucking like option a script. They're like, I got it. And then you're like, bro, like they just need something to go shop. And then once they have like a deal locked in, then they get an actual writer. Like I feel like they're going to undermine like.
Well, I don't think it's producer. I think it's literally it's just for executives. I think high level, they're the creative executives they hire. So traditionally, like in the studio, Seth Rogen finds a fucking writer, finds a story, like does that, but he doesn't do anything creative. This is the modern version of that. So the person that's using that is Seth Rogen from the studio, not the writers or directors or filmmakers. That's why I think the end game is
to just keep cutting out a bunch of fucking middlemen.
Well,
I think that's who would buy the technology. I think no creative has an interest in this, unfortunately.
Yeah, because it does strip it away.
But the reason you market to the executives because they have the money in this way. So then that's why
it's the people who don't value the craft who are going to try to shortcut it. Right?
Well, Simon, they value output. So if you can make shit faster. It's the idea. I mean, I bet every fucking script reader in Hollywood already is like running their shit through an AI to like not read that many scripts.
You mean like coverage guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The same way we have a bunch of big corporations now running Hollywood with the goal of just being able to sell more toys or push more products or, whatever. Like the end goal is not art, it's not storytelling, and it's if the idea is just to like make money off of a thing and you don't appreciate the art form that you're basically co-opting to meet that goal, then you're going to look for shortcuts like this.
Yeah, I mean all this is like very much like makes sense to me because again, like it is like you don't really want to like if you actually enjoy screenwriting, there's no fucking way you'd be doing this. Like either that or or somebody who just doesn't really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And but you're even like, well, I don't know if this is like super helpful, maybe for like, first couple scripts, but it's like
it's almost like I like the training wheels idea, but then I'm also like, but then are you actually learning the part that's so important, because this to me just feels like a crutch that you would just learn to use and you would never get through the part where the real creative work happens.
I do think this is Saga is a bigger crutch than like ChatGPT, because what ChatGPT does, even like with its own like internal image generation, is it only regenerates off of the last prompt. And so like that's why like it just keeps getting watered down. Like if you've ever like tried to give it like a correction to a prompt that you like try to fix before, it like forgets like the third thing. It's really not great for that. It doesn't remember the very specific stuff. Even if you go back into like your old chats, it'll just summarize the old chats, and then it's like it feels not that intelligent, considering it's like what we would like in artificial intelligence is like for a deeper understanding, not for you to just skim shit. The barrier for intelligence, even as like on the human level, is actually really small. Like I'm not talking about being a genius, but just like being fully aware. Like how we were talking about like that, like it's just predictive texting. Have you ever tried speaking a different language that you don't exactly know? Well, you kind of do it like one word at a time. You're not like the biggest genius, but you kind of know what you're sometimes trying to say. I think sometimes intelligence, the barrier for what we think is intelligent, I think is a lot less smart than what we think. Because again, like, I was just complaining that ChatGPT only like skims like your previous chats. Dude, we fucking skim articles all the time. When the fuck do we read? You know, like the amount of times that people like even read a real article, like all the way through. It's like, how intelligent are we? I think that's like a little bit in line with like the question I'm trying to pose. You know?
Yeah.
Are you asking philosophically what is
a little bit? All I'm saying, it's like, I don't think we're as intelligent as we think of ourselves to be, and so it like AI doesn't, honest to God, does not have to be as intelligent for it to almost like fool us.
I think the like people conflate consciousness for intelligence.
Yeah,
is my quote. You go ahead now.
I think about AI a little differently because my husband's a software developer. He just got his master's in basically mathematical computation, which is a lot of machine learning. He regularly writes these crazy algorithms that are working under the hood for these. So I guess I think of it as math. I think of it as basically learning from a large, it's just a supply of data that you're giving it, that you're training it on, right? And so when I think about intelligence, when it comes to AI, it's almost like just the average of what's out there. You know, it's whatever you've trained it on, it's going to learn from that and come up with something that however stupid or smart people are, that's how stupid or smart the AI is going to be.
Yeah, and then like statistically, it's like whatever the average is. It's like,
or whatever it's been essentially incentivized to learn.
That's right.
Which is why you have problems with racism in AI and everything else. If you're just culling the internet for your intelligence.
Yeah, I remember like I think Gemini kept like scrubbing through Reddit, and it's like, well, like I don't know if that's the best place to get that stuff. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess we could debate intelligence on like the human side, but it kind of works the same way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because the data that it's being fed on, it's usually because the data that we've given it, and it's like,
I think my one thought there is we are more thoughtful with what we teach ourselves. At least when you're raising a kid, when you're going through the schooling system, there's like this collection of shared knowledge from people who've put a lot of time and care and work into building this, you know, book of knowledge that you're giving to your kids, and we have said this is the right stuff, this is what's useful, this is
anti-vax, flat earth, those are the right things.
Right. And so it's like I just think there's a little bit of the quality of the content is a huge factor here, and so it really, how intelligent the AI is has everything to do with the quality of what we're training
our baby
it on.
Guys, the biggest things that came out was obviously what's it called?
Google VEO.
Yeah. Which it's called VO3. I missed 2 and 1, so but I mean, you guys have seen some of the clips, right? Like, it looks pretty. I mean, obviously there's like some weird artifacts to it, but it looks pretty good.
I think what works,
that igloo is cool.
What works here a lot is the lighting, because it doesn't look cinematic. It's not like it looks vlog style.
You're saying it looks realistic almost.
No, it doesn't look like the human eye. I feel like other AIs try to replicate what like you would see with a human eye, so it's like so pristine and like perfect. Gotcha. This like even like look at that lighting.
You're saying it has replicates a camera. I think that talks about how the way we watch things digitally is always going to be through the lens of a camera. Yeah, and so it needs to mimic very specific like
it looks like there's like a level of grain or something that you would see in like a digital fucking camera, and that's what makes it kind of, if you do a fucking realistic prompt, like even today, like showing even like that dude, like my mom will think that's real no matter what.
I know, and I will say, if this was like pre-ChatGPT, so would I. Like, if I did not know any AI stuff existed,
if you like me. Dial back any human like 10 years ago, I think that's real.
Dude,
or at least like maybe like mocap animation. Like this looks like way better Tintin, if you remember Tintin.
Yeah.
But even then, it looks like it's almost real. It just looks like kind of like a shitty color grade that's too contrasty. Yeah. You know? So that's what's scary, is that it's deliberately intending to look not cinematic. I mean, that's a bad example, but like but it's the stuff that, I mean, that's also intended to look cinematic.
This motion on this gentleman is always, it's like whenever it does like abrupt movements, it's always like for me where it kind of breaks.
Well, it's like the movement, the frame rate feels like animation, but the actual like video itself looks.
He looks like a real guy.
Looks at best like mocap, if not real.
Well, I guess the question I'm trying to pose is like, I mean, I know what my answer to this is, but like, what do you guys think it's like right now the best case use for actually using video generation?
As in, like, if I was a person wanting to get elected or make money.
Sure, or like mainly like the film industry, but
well, that's the film industry is entirely irrelevant in this conversation.
Why? What do you got?
Because if you're a fucking politician, and they fucking, it's not. This is a slightly different thing with the mayoral. Like, you hear what happened to Zoran? Mayor like Zoran.
Sorry, so I just know Zoran from like Power Rangers.
Mom Don. I can't say his name right. There's a
York.
mayoral election, a Democratic primary, in which not incumbent, but former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is running to be mayor after he was disgraced because he was in a lawsuit with the Trump administration. Anyways, his main competitor is Mamdani Zord,
the cool guy on like TikTok. And
the
young guy.
Yeah. Andrew Cuomo released not an AI video, but a campaign ad of some kind that has Zoran's face.
Did you bring it?
No.
Oh, dude.
Well, this isn't AI; it's Photoshop, but it's the same premise. But it's it's the philosophy of politicians. This will only evolve that. So they had Zoran. They darkened his beard, so he looked more like a terrorist, and like they darkened his eyeballs, so they're more baggy, so he looked a bit more crazy. And then they literally put like the Arab filter. Like the Arab country, like the yellow.
Oh, you're talking like the Mexico filter?
Yeah, but it's like
the
Middle Eastern version. They put it over him, so it literally looked like a mugshot of a terrorist. And they put it in the camp, and they like everyone acted like it was normal. So imagine like that philosophy given to like making a prompt. Like you've already seen stuff of like J.D. Vance licking Trump's toes. Like that will be actually used by political parties with the intention of it conveying that stuff like that is real to their constituents, and then that's the biggest immediate use case for it to be realistic. Hence why that's why the government's investing so much money into this technology.
But I feel like that's sort of like a little bit of a basic take. I think what's also like on the other end of that is like everybody's gonna be concerned on what is real. But in my head, I'm like, what happens when we all think everything is not real?
Yeah,
I have a lot more questions on that side of stuff.
Yeah,
because I was like, I feel like it's really easy to speculate what happens when we think everything is real. I mean, like that kind of happens all the time because we've been around like the whole like fake news thing. So that's why I'm like, we've seen a good deal of how some people react. Obviously, the image the image and video is a lot different. But I'm like, what happens when you can't trust anything? It's like then what happens?
Well, I think the issue with the film industry is that if you make something that is that doesn't use AI, you're going to be automatically accused of using AI in some capacity. Or if you lie, it's like it becomes either an issue of credibility or it's an issue of people not valuing effort in the entire medium as like a serious art form, you know?
Gotcha.
It's like already the same thing's going to happen with copywriters, graphic designers, and all that. But it's more like, well, we've made this type of thing easy to do, so why should we value putting money into what you're doing or like caring about it in any meaningful way? I'm talking about normal people because you have to keep in mind, I bring up this point a lot, the average American doesn't watch movies or care about movies.
Like you mean like movie making?
No, movies in general. They don't watch. The average American does not watch movies. You compare the annual box office tickets sold for the highest grossing movie, let's say it's fucking Sinners, and compare it to the population, the United States of America, above the age 18, the age you can go to see fucking Sinners. It's a very small percentage of fucking people. It's like idea of like you being like you're always online. It's like film people are always online, but they're in the fucking. They think that's the consensus of how America thinks.
Gotcha.
That's why there's popular like shit like the right wing leans into Disney being like, oh, you can't believe this because like they don't really care about the movies and it's more like, oh, they've gone woke. It's like it's used as a talking point because they don't actually watch the movie to see that's not what it is. So you can actually bullshit because they're like, oh, I can't believe I wouldn't watch any of that stuff anyway. So it's like a point of, I don't know. That's my rant.
And what do you got for video generation?
I'll speak for everyone in my generation.
No, I said video generation, not your generation.
Gotcha.
Immediately defensive.
I think there's there's no safe answer when it comes to AI and filmmaking right now, because I know so many people who are completely against AI, who are then going to be accused of falling behind and not keeping up with the times and not embracing technology. And when I think about the fact that all these companies are financially incentivized to adapt AI, it's kind of like we're put in this position of like, kind of like, if you can't beat them, join them. And that bothers me, because I really think we should be being proactive about ethical uses of AI in filmmaking, and not letting these companies who have historically always been willing to hurt their employees to save their bottom line. I don't think they should be the ones driving the decisions and the conversation around this. But for individual filmmakers, it's kind of like, if I want to make this film and I don't have a budget, then I can just not make it, or I can use AI to cut some corners. And I see more and more filmmakers doing that. And my reaction is like, no, don't do that. But also, it's just the more people who do that, the more normalized it gets. And then it feels like there's this great divide of people who are trying to be the early adopters and make these deals to get all, to basically be ahead of the curve. And then the people who are lagging behind, and it just, there's no easy answer right now, because there's judgment on both sides. Like, those people are killing the industry and they're stealing jobs, and these people aren't like keeping up with the times,
Yeah.
So I see a lot of filmmakers afraid to even talk about this and be honest about where they're using AI, if they are. And it's just like, everyone's just keeping very quiet about it and waiting to see how the public feels about it and how the industry feels about it,
Yeah.
So, and all that said, it's evolving really quickly. So
Yeah.
what's going to be true 2 weeks from now is going to be very different from the situation now. So it's kind of like, I think we're all just taking it all in and just kind of like gripping on tight and trying to stay on board as long as we can.
I think it is weird like that. Like, I think all the artists are trying to be a little bit patient with it, just to, like, even like voice their opinions on it. However, it's like, the corporations are sort of like, we got to move fast. We got to move fast to spend as much money. I think that for me, like, that's like super concerning, because they're not just spending a lot of money. They're also spending more money than they should. And so I'm like, we're already like sort of like losing like quarter by quarter, like some amount of like money. And it's like them just putting even more into this. I'm like, that puts them in an even more vulnerable spot that we've never seen most corporations like act reasonable when they're in dire need for money. So that's why I'm like, there's no way it ends well.
People do what they're incentivized to do. And unfortunately, we live in capitalism, and everyone's, incentivized
She said
to
the word.
We're already seeing how much this is affecting like the commercial side of filmmaking. We were talking before about, there's a fully AI generated ad that's running in the NBA finals, and a lot of the advertising agencies, even around town, when they're in the hiring process, they'll ask like, how do you feel about AI? And it's very like, no one wants to actually ask, are you okay with using AI if we hire you for this job? Are you, but that is what's happening, is a lot of these companies are already paving the way to use AI on all the stuff that they're making, and whether they're willing to talk about it or not, it is happening.
Yeah, I was asked that for my internship interview.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, like, I don't know what you guys are doing.
Well, and there you are, incentivized to say, yeah, I'm cool with it, because otherwise you're not getting the job, right?
That's pretty fair.
So like, it's across the board. Everyone is incentivized to use it. And we're at the point now where all of these big companies have done these huge like campaigns around it to normalize it. And they're even trying to pass like, oh my God, like Trump's big beautiful bill,
the states can't.
Yeah, states can't pass AI regulations for 10 years. Are you kidding me?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. So like, just the way that these companies are already normalizing things, like AI has been around in an academic use for a long time, and it was just like, as soon as, and like software engineers have been using it in different ways for a long time, but it was as soon as these companies started seeing opportunities to make money off of it that it took off. And then all of a sudden it was just true that we have to embrace AI, and that is just a decision based on money.
but they haven't really found like I think that's what's it kind of has like the whole like Tesla business model where they're relying on the hope that this one day this thing will be unlocked and then it's going to be like super valuable because like right now they have not really found a way to monetize it themselves. People have found a way to be like, oh, I'm gonna just like do a bunch of Bigfoot AI videos like and have an Instagram. Like there's been like these small monetizations, but they haven't really found a way to monetize it. That's why I'm like they're just sinking so much money and there's not like a payout right now. And I'm like, dude, if it turns out that they don't figure it out, this might be a nightmare at some of these places.
Well,
you know?
At the same time, there's so many startup companies using AI for everything from like counting cows in pastures to like and medical devices and helping doctors do, there are a lot of actual really positive applications for AI. Yeah. And I think what's controversial about AI and filmmaking is that we are now taking away jobs in the arts, which is kind of like, again, what are we even doing here on this planet? This is like part of like the human experience. What is the goal of art if not to connect with other people on a human level, if not to like share things about the human experience with other people? And here we are trying to find ways to just, basically get rid of the thing that provides meaning in life.
That's why, like, for me, I was always like, why the hell did we start with this? Like, ChatGPT maybe like makes sense because it's text based, but I'm like, why the hell did we go to like image generation and video generation? But I was like, besides that fact
elections.
That it looks, what the fuck? That's
elections.
a crazy.
It's literally elections. Everything is about. It's so obviously about elections.
I thought it was easier to market because you can see it. Like it's very hard for you to tell like how ChatGPT is like like a smart thing, but whenever you're able to see like an image or a video generation from an idea that you just shit out with like a couple sentences, that's a lot easier to sell. That makes you go like, oh fuck.
That's the startup side of it. The reason the government's against regulating at the state level specifically, remember state level for 10 years, is specifically for sake of elections. That's literally it. It's literally, I think, most of the generative AI, the reason that there's so much interest from a government standpoint, is for the sake of election material.
But it feels. In my head, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, like, and broadcasting, journalism too. Journalists will use this. Fox News will use this if they haven't already.
Motherfuckers would use like B-roll for like AI shit. Like
just like Mexicans burning cars. Yeah, dude. That's like it's the case. I mean, I'm already seeing protest footage of it. That's the use case of it. I think film is just kind of like it's like this is the nuke, and we happen to be just bystanders getting hit in the way. We just happen to be in the way. The film industry, that is. It's not. I don't think the government particularly cares about the film industry. And it's also another like clue towards my theory on this is Trump specifically wants productions in the U.S., but then we're like, what the fuck does that mean? How you 100% tariff films productions outside the U.S. A production, as in counting, let's say a film. I don't know, James Cameron, fucking who's the guy? Darren Aronofsky. Uh-huh. It's a U.S. It's a U.S. production because it's using U.S. AI company to make it. That's a U.S. It's like that's why. Okay. That's literally why. It's for elections. That's my
okay. Well, we have our theories.
Everything is. I'm the everything is political guy, but it's literally because everything is political.
At least everything can definitely be like used for it.
I think we both lean more anti-AI than pro when it comes to filmmaking, but the argument that I've heard for it is that it's similar to the way CGI changed, the whole idea of like Jurassic Park using CGI over like puppets and stop motion and stuff, like that wiped out a bunch of jobs too, but it also made the medium better. And so I do think there are ways that it can be used where it's going to be beneficial. And that's part of the reason why I think it's going to be very difficult to stop is because anytime you have technology that is going to A, help companies make more money, and B, make a product look that much better, it's going to be really hard to tell people not to use it for any kind of ethical reason, But
that's pretty fair.
I sent you, there was a video that's been going around, which is like Ancestra. It's Darren Aronofsky has a company that like basically he partnered with Google to use DeepMind to make like a series of 3 short films.
Which one do I click?
The video is the bottom one.
This one?
Yeah. So it's this short film by Eliza McNitt, and it uses AI to actually tell this. So a lot of it is done with like real humans and cameras, that, you know, the traditional filmmaking process. And then they use AI to tell this story inside the womb of a baby being born.
Yeah, I've heard of
So
this
it's
one.
like, you know, there's real cinematography and acting and storytelling happening that was human made. And then they are taking photos and home videos from the director, using those images to create basically a story inside the womb that you wouldn't be able to make with cameras. So I think that's a pretty compelling case for it, because it's straight up something that you can't do with a camera, is, you know, go into an actual room and film a fetus, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you can still have like the argument of like this is still taking like some CGI, guys,
yeah,
or animator's job. Yeah.
I mean, it's still stealing jobs for sure.
Do you want me to skim it? It's 8.
Where's the baby making?
Try like in the middle. There's a lot of it. Oh yeah, there you
here's
go.
some baby. Here's some baby. I got some baby.
What's wrong with my baby?
And well, do you want me to let it play?
I mean, is there voice? I can't hear it, so I don't know what noises are going on in there.
So yeah, you know, they used real images and kind of put them through AI and you know, the description says they worked with over 200 filmmakers and artists to make this happen. So a lot of jobs were also created to make this thing, I'm sure by design, to make it more palatable. But yeah, so they have these AI shots of the baby inside the womb. And then at the end of the film, there's this shot of the baby's fingers wrapping around the mom's finger. And they said they used AI for that, because if you have a real baby, you're not going to get exactly that shot that you want. You can tell it's AI. It looks a little too perfect. But I do think this is an interesting use case.
And her
A lot of credit.
before that.
Okay, just sign
Yeah, it's like right around, I think it's right before this.
here. Is it while it's still
right,
in the womb?
yeah, right here.
Oh, right here.
So then there's this shot, and you can
That's-
that looks.
Some of the
little fake.
grain looks. I've been noticing some of the grain doesn't look like real grain. It's hard to explain.
Yeah,
Can you
something
pause
about
it?
it.
You want to pause it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quick note on pause.
Oh, sorry.
Quick note is literally no human, the 99.9% of humans will think that's real. I need to keep reiterating that. We are the one group of people, the entire fucking world.
They
who
will
would
think that it's
even-
real, or that they won't.
They will
think
think every frame of this fucking movie is
Oh
real.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Well, that's
so
the goal. That's the
brain-
goal of filmmaking. It's the suspension of
Well, it's like-
disbelief.
The filmmakers aren't realizing
That's cool.
the danger of AI because they see images all the fucking time and they make them. For someone who doesn't, they don't understand what a real image is supposed to look like. They see something and if you see something, your brain automatically wants to believe it. You rarely see something and not at least put out the option that what you're seeing is fake.
I've also had
immediately.
conversations with people saying that they've seen this thing, and I was like, when in your life have you actually? Sorry, I wish I could have like a very specific example, but it was like a weird social issue. And I was like, when in the world have you actually seen this? And then they couldn't give me a time, and I was like, it's only been in the movies. And I was like, I think you believe it so hard because the movies are like, I mean, we're supposed to shape like reality or like a fake reality, but people honestly believe it so deeply, especially when they've seen the movie like years ago, and they're like, oh yeah, I've seen like that scenario before. You know, I've seen like a bunch of black guys being criminals, and you're like, well, like, have you actually? You live in like a fucking like white ass neighborhood, like why are you like being fed like what's called like fear mongering news, and you're like, no, they're out there, dude, you know, like it, but it's like you're bullshitting yourself. But it's sometimes that's been my argument a little bit like recently of us making film. I'm like, we kind of do have like this sense like we are making a false narrative, and I think that's a lot of responsibility to just make something that's like very damaging, because like, people again think some of that shit's real, you know.
Yeah, I think that's true whether you're using CGI or just live action or whatever it is. You know, the stories you're telling, I do think you have an ethical responsibility as the filmmaker to like know what message you're putting into the world, and you can't predict everything. Like I like the example that I heard recently was you know, The Matrix. being used for like, you know, red pill on Reddit and everything. It's like these are two trans women directors who did not expect their film to be turned into like this meninist nightmare on Reddit, you know? So sometimes you can't predict or really control how people are going to respond to your film, but I do think
Like
you
American
still have a responsibility to try and to, you know, be conscientious of the message that you're sending with your work, you know?
Yeah. I think it's like just trying to be intentional. And I think that's like I think that's what's kind of nice about like some filmmakers that are very critical of AI, because it's like, I mean, they're going that step further of being like, well, I'm looking a little bit maybe like beyond, like, I mean, some of it is very like survivalist, like oh, I'm worried about my job, but some of them it's like, well, we also got to make sure like we know what we're doing with it, you know, because like they know the power of their own images, so that's why they're like, well, if some schmuck can just be like, you know, like spreading some like weird false like narrative with their own like generated images, it's like, well, yeah, that's not that chill, dude. Especially because again, like I've been surprised on like the barrier to entry. I thought people may have needed to be older for them to believe some of the AI is real. But I'm like, oh crap, dude, it's like 45 plus. I'm like, that's good.
No,
some
it's
people
not
don't-
even that.
Some people
Yeah.
don't even
It's literally
consume,
everyone.
like enough media. Like they literally aren't like literate.
It's
that
every
way.
human. Every
Yeah.
human.
It is crazy.
Well, I
It's
don't
every
even
age
think
group.
we're aware of how much AI content we're consuming. And it's
Already.
just when you catch yourself going, oh, wait, that looks a little weird. Oh, it's AI. Good, I caught it. Then you might not see how many times you don't
missed
catch
it.
it.
Yeah.
And there was, what was it? You'll have to fact check me on this later. But there was like some university, I think I sent you guys the article about this. Some university used AI chatbots to try to change people's opinions on Reddit. And it was more effective than people at changing their minds.
Wow.
And that's what scares me, is like if you just motivate an AI chatbot to change people's minds, it doesn't care what it's saying. It will cite data that's not real. It'll like, you know, it'll make up whatever it needs to convince you.
Yeah.
And if its
That's
goal,
what politicians do. Too,
Yeah.
But anyways.
and that's exactly what has been
They
used
just
in
say it-
elections.
they say it so like, oh yeah, well you're a dumbass because you know in 1984 you were wrong back then, and it's like, what are you talking
He's
about?
making
You're
shit
just-
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just making shit
You
up.
can just the major difference. Y'all been around for more decades than me. That's wild to say. And wants to kill me. But like the major difference I see from the 2015 to 2025 is that everyone's very comfortable with lying in a very different cultural way, where it's very normalized to just say where the fuck all the time.
Yeah.
Me too.
We're in a
Yeah.
post-truth era.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, that's what they call
I
it.
love lying.
Well, I think we're like moving away from post-truth to actively lying intentionally, and everyone's aware of it, but we do it anyway. It's like building. It's beyond like an echo chamber. It's like an echo chamber. Like it gives the idea that it's like an isolated thing. It's like everyone's in. I don't even know what to call. Everyone's. Everyone's
the dead internet theory ish.
yeah. It's kind of like, it feels like how I imagine the world felt like before we invented boats. In that everyone has such a uniquely different worldview.
I feel like he's lying right now.
No, I'm not. It's
like, wait, should I be lying more?
no,
Is
hear
this
me
how
out.
we
Hear
know
me
I'm
out. Hear
old?
me out. It's everyone in the point of history. Everyone was not aware of each culture that existed simultaneously.
Okay.
So they had their own different worldview system, and they had their own beliefs, even how the Star Wars worked, all of it.
Uh-huh.
It's like that now, except they're all fucking living with each other, and we're aware that there's other ways of thinking, but we will not accept what other people think in that way. It's just like culturally accepted, and not is to be like, oh, you believe XYZ about how this country operates, but I believe literally they're doing the exact opposite thing, even though there's like you have proof of it.
You're bringing on like the point where I was like, it's more interesting talking about like everybody just being skeptical about everything. It's like, what happens then? What happens when we're just like, are we gonna just be so numb that we're like, whatever, just feed me whatever the fuck, and either it sticks with me or it doesn't stick with me.
Well,
or like we
Yeah.
just go like, it's all like fake. It's all just narrative.
and again, what we are incentivizing with AI is engagement, is clicks, is rage bait, you know.
Yeah.
And the example I was giving earlier about this university using AI to change people's minds on Reddit, the thing that AI can do is scroll through your entire history on the website. It can follow you across multiple platforms and figure out what are your interests, what's your history, what's most likely to convince you, and then I will make up whatever I need to convince you. And it's like, how do we even have a chance to resist that if it's specifically tailored to hit all the key points of what you care about and what you believe, you know?
Yeah, I think there's like such a doomer way to go, like to have like, I feel like being so doomer about it is the easiest cop out way.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I mean, what the fuck else? Like, what would you do besides just like...
I mean, I do think it's going to be a whole spectrum of like I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of medical use cases for AI that are huge and are beneficial. And
did you see that protein one, like where they were able to figure out like the not the modulations, the it's like how proteins kind of like evolve within themselves, like they're able to figure out like a million different combinations out and how like protein evolves on one specific human, that they're like, we can kind of bypass a lot of illnesses, but they use like AI with like an image generation thing, but like it has like very specific parameters, but like that's been like
sounds roughly like eugenics. Anyways.
It's a little different. I'm
It's
also not
edging
qualified.
eugenics.
Also not qualified.
I feel like
for
we're
this
edging
conversation.
eugenics the same way we're edging fascism. That's now on the internet.
yeah, I mean, to your point, it's all technology in the hands of flawed humans, right?
Yeah.
So it can be used for good or evil, and it comes down to who's got it, who's in charge.
I feel like this is less AI is less the internet and more the atom bomb. Is my philosophy.
Yeah, because it's like it's a little like
It's
you
also
can't really control
the
it.
argument that the atom bomb is a good thing is like, well, if we use it, we're all dead. So it's like it's an anti-war device. It's anti-war in the fact that if you use it, we're all dead.
There's
It's
also like
that
an unleashable version of it.
Yeah.
Like there's a version of it that you cannot contain it. Like
You're
the
one
internet is
bad guy-
decentralized, but
Yeah.
it is still like within a cyber.
You're one bad human away from everything being significantly worse than what it is right now. And that's what's scary about technology of that level. It's not like I mean the internet. I don't think we would have had Trump without the internet. So it's like there's that domino, you know.
That butterfly effect. I definitely know.
Yeah.
See, now you stand in the what's it called? In the doomer space.
Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily doomer because it's more like depending on philosophy. It's a philosophical way of looking at it is knowing that it's very Frankenstein actually. It's like the we possess the power to create something that can easily destroy us. Is that what makes us human, or is that the exact opposite of what makes us human?
Sorry, this sounds like a David Bowie song. Sorry.
I'd listen to that.
Okay, let's keep moving. I just wanted to give an example of.
That's why I say you don't want me to fucking podcast because I'm gonna fucking be.
Okay,
I'm gonna either be Hassan
this
Piker or fucking.
Here, let me know if this is
Am
gonna.
Am I allowed to drink water?
Yeah.
Are you allowed? Are you asking if you're allowed to drink? Have you watched the podcast before? It's probably the most
mean-
sexist thing I ever said. Have you watched the podcast?
Have you watched a podcast?
Yeah.
First of all, I listened to a bunch of podcasts.
that's weird.
I
Have
don't.
you ever seen a podcast? Let me know if this is too
Yeah.
loud. Okay, I'll turn it down. I'm ready to turn it down.
Is it Dark Knight Rises? Was?
Is this audio even on?
No.
Search for help from the arcade army, and I'm building out what he's gonna have to go through. But let me just show you how fucking crazy
This is him
is.
using VEO3.
Leave now.
It's kind of
We are the
glitchy.
arcade army. What are you doing here?
Leave now.
I mean, this is pretty wild shit, dude.
We are the arcade army. What are you doing here? Leave now.
And then here's the last one, still glitchy.
We
I
are
will say
the
this is like
arcade
night
army.
curfew.
What are you doing
Yeah.
here? Leave now.
I mean, that's pretty
The camera
fucking
does
crazy,
move a little
bro.
strange, but like his little prompts are very. It was like Dark Knight. What's it called? Like a black teen with a backpack is in a wet space. Like it uses still very. Sorry, I know. I should have.
That could be a crazy prompt to put in if you want to be fucking arrested. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
It said
Wow.
sorry, dog. I can't generate that. No, but I still think like it's you get better results when you use like cinematic language, you know, like if you just go like cool car. Well, I don't know what the fuck that's gonna do, but you know, if you're a little bit more specific, that's fine. We can skip this, but I was gonna say I don't know if you guys wanted to touch. I've never been on like Google AI Studio. This is like where the VEO3 thing is, but it's like so a lot of this is just like you put in an image, and then it just starts like
animates it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen that for like car chases and stuff too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's also weird because it has like a chat here. I think this is like Google's like ChatGPT thing. This is like native speech generation. You know, like I mean, I've not like this might be a whole like other dive, but I mean, I don't know. This kind of reminds me of that. Who's that guy? The Nolan one, where it is kind of doing a lot, and so like I'm kind of like a little lost. You know, like I don't even know like where to fucking start, but because this is VO. See what the fuck? I'm on
VO2.
VO2. Why am I on VO? Oh,
I think VO3 is pay.
Here, we'll say something. Allow access to my drive.
Yeah.
Jeez,
that's crazy.
This is crazy.
They're now going to use every fucking student film you have on your drive right now is now in the
something.
algorithm.
Give me something that you guys don't have actual IP working on. Something that you guys don't give a shit about.
Cancel me.
Just to like input an image for it.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars is relevant
trying to do a
because
video. What do I do?
Star Wars is relevant because it's supposed to be banned.
Okay.
Because Disney's pissed off.
So Star Wars, but
naked. What? Sorry.
Star Wars, but Leia has actual cinnamon rolls on the side of her head.
Leia, is that how you spell her name?
That's way less offensive than what I was about to say.
Actual.
I don't know if I can say what I'm about to say on certain platforms.
On her head. I need something else. I need to throw. What location? What location is she in?
Israel. Sorry.
Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut.
She's in Tel Aviv right now.
Oh my god.
Pizza
Hut in Tel Aviv.
Pizza Hut. That's there's no way.
We're
gonna get banned.
It's
we're not getting banned off a Kick. We're gonna get banned off a Twitch.
What is it, N?
2 words.
Tel Aviv. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right.
No, not like that.
How?
How about just Mexico? Do Mexico. That's also just put Mexico.
Mexico.
Oh my god, you're Mexico. Mexico.
What does she got? What shoes does she have?
Chanclas. Sorry.
Chanclas. With chanclas.
Do you know what chanclas are?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good.
We're
gatekeeping chanclas.
Next to her abuela, Yoda. Let's run it back. We can move on to.
I fucking hate that.
It's gotta use up all of the water to make this.
It has to go through your entire. Oh my god.
That is disturbing.
That's definitely a Pizza Hut back in the day.
Of this so bad.
How do we know she's in Mexico though?
Her dress. Okay, I think that's their idea of traditional. And makeup.
You're talking about it's like a shitty space
she's
poncho.
Quite light skinned to be Mexican. Even though I know
I don't know. She got facial features a little bit like a. Yeah, the
that just looks racist.
Cinnamon rolls.
That just looks. The earrings are their ear. I don't even know what they call.
It's like nails, aren't they?
Yeah,
I don't even know where to begin with gender pronouns with that thing.
I hate this. Wait, is this a video?
Yes, that's video.
Oh,
do they have audio?
Is there audio?
What are they saying?
I'm not getting audio. Why does it feel like she's gossiping?
Really fucking racist.
I don't know. It feels like she's gossiping to her abuela. Dude, there's a little breakage here. Maybe the hands as well. There's a guy tossing pizza back there. This guy's quitting his job back here. I just want to see him chuck it one more time. Why is he just throwing it? I didn't tell you to do that.
I don't think an AI understands that. I think they have a concept based on videos.
That's why, but I'm like, where are you getting this from? What made you be like,
probably
this would be funny though?
Okay, so here's the thing about context. There's probably a video of like a guy working at Domino's fucking tossing shit as like a meme, but then he thinks it's what they actually do.
Rage videos from Pizza Hut.
But he thinks it's like a normal. That's them being casual. That's why like AI feels like aliens trying to be human, and that they're like not trying to be fucking casual, or like what normal people do.
Well, it's also about how it classifies things, because like a friend sent me a photo earlier. She was sending me a photo of a mirror that she was asking me if I wanted, and Siri read it to me as She sent a photo of her standing on a bed. There was no bed in the picture.
fuck?
It completely ignored
Sort of like the summarized thing, right?
the-
Where you don't open
right.
it, but it's
and
just
it
like
didn't.
a
It didn't
little-
get the context of the next text, which was, "Do you want this mirror?" So it didn't see that the picture was about a mirror. So it's like, but if it's classifying that as a person standing on a bed, then like all that to say, if there's a video of some guy chucking a pizza box behind a counter and it thinks this is work, you know,
this is what a Pizza Hut looks like.
right?
This is every
it's gonna
Pizza Hut
make
ever.
weird decisions like that.
Okay, so let's move on. I want to go
What's Spider-Verse?
into what's it called? Where the hell am I? Into post production, where because it's hold on.
Holy fuck, you have a lot of fucking.
No, it's okay. So no, I'm okay. So in my head, I also feel like the biggest swell monetarily and of like people's like in what they're upset in is usually like animation or VFX. Like and so I just want to like sort of set the stage of like what being in a post house or a VFX company really is. And I think a way to like paint that image is like what was happening with like Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. Is that the two of them?
The third one's called Beyond the Spider-Verse, but it's delayed.
Okay, so that's the thing. So like they kept, it is such a nightmare, and they kept like doing like annoying reshoots. I'm gonna play a little snippet of this guy talking about like some of the behind the scenes. But yeah, I'm sorry. Let's listen to him. 38. Okay.
But as we'll soon see, ambition without structure comes at a pretty steep cost. Despite having such a massive crew, production on Across the Spider-Verse was anything but smooth. Reports started to surface that over 100 artists had left the project due to extreme overwork, caused in large part by Phil Lord's management style. When 10% of your team quits, there's clearly something wrong. Animators were being asked to make last-minute changes to fully rendered sequences, something that is usually unheard of in the animation industry at that stage of production. Normally, major rewrites and changes happen early, during the storyboarding process, but on Across the Spider-Verse, sequences were being torn apart and redone long after they should have been locked. Animators described the working conditions as absolutely brutal, with some reporting 11-hour work days, 7 days a week for over a year to compensate for the lost time. The core.
But yeah, like again, like it's kind of, I hear that all the time, you know, like for VFX artists, they're like, oh, I really just wanted to get into it, but then I realized, holy shit, this sucks. Like their part of the industry is like always taken advantage of. A lot of the times I heard that the company that takes the like financial hit is always going to be like the VFX house and not really like the production company. And it's because like how they outsource sometimes like their own work from like just internal people to freelancers. And it again, there's like a reason why like they're so abused. Plus they're also like not unionized either. And so like that's always like what's it called, a recipe for disaster. But that's just to sort of, you know, I mainly want to also nail onto animation, because I genuinely feel that animation is going to be like not like an elitist, but like this like very like caviar, like this very like rich thing that like only a few select people are able to do that, either because you did it by yourself or you had enough money to actually hire like real animators.
It's like puppetry.
Like what?
It's like puppetry.
Puppetry. So I thought you said like Paw Patrol, but like
puppetry.
What about puppetry, Matt?
So you had who played Yoda? We were talking about Yoda. Who was the hand man? Who gave him handies all the time?
Excuse me. Excuse me. Is that Jim? Is that
Jim?
That was not Jim Henson.
Jim Henson.
No
yes,
way.
it was. It was Jim Henson. I think.
Okay.
But Jim Henson's a good example.
Lies.
That used to be a very
You might be
common,
right.
a very common film job. Now it's no one does it, but it is a thing that people do for artistic reasons, like fucking Nolan.
Not just puppetry, but it's like puppet making as well. Too.
Yeah, or like animatronic is a better, more modern puppets, animatronics than CGI.
Like all that stuff. Okay, so this one thing, I got this from a producer Patrick video. He was talking about this thing called Showrunner. Here, I'm gonna play this video.
But
This is going by very fast. I couldn't read any of it, but anyway. So just to break it down, so this is like some AI company that like you're able to just do animations like by yourself. Like it's specifically for animations. And like it's like we can do it like in all these styles, which I'm like, I mean, they look good, but like, fuck, you know? Like I'm like these people, like the people who do even like this animation, which like Fox says is like a lot cheaper to do.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the very like the new like post Family Guy style. It's like, dude, all those guys, they, you know, like that's I don't see that being a career. But I also saw like that it says like a showrunner original, and I was like, maybe I want to put it on. But did you have any something to say?
You go in.
When I see stuff like this, my biggest concern is what are they training the AI on, and are those artists being compensated for this? I know there have been recently some AI companies who are specifically training on licensed content. So there's a chance that's happening here, but until that question's answered for me, I have a lot of concerns.
I don't doubt that it's all. I would actually say there's no way they didn't use any of it, because it's like, I mean, look,
it's
at
literally
this.
Big Mouth.
All like, there's no way that these aren't things that we haven't seen before. Like,
Right.
And so that's why it's like, I don't know.
Well, and it's also like, let's say Disney owns all of their movies, and then they license it to an AI company to then create more Disney videos or movies. The artists who actually made those films didn't make them expecting their work to just be stolen from them and made by an AI forever, you know? So it's like, even if the content is licensed, I, still wonder, is this money actually getting back to the artists, you know?
No, and that's the issue with the guilds and the unions, SAG and IATSE, not... I've gone past the idea they aren't aware and they're just actively not caring, because it's not a thing that's happening in the future. It's a thing that's happening right now. So if fucking unions were smart, one, everyone should be on strike right now. Two, the negotiation here is like, well, we can't tell you to ban AI, but what we can tell you to do is basically anyone who gets their fucking, let's say Disney does the thing, sells their shit, you then need residuals, upfront residuals for every fucking artist that's ever worked at Disney or their estate, because a lot of them are dead.
Yeah, but I also I don't think that like an animator that works at Disney, I don't think, unfortunately, they have the right for the style that they bring to Disney. Like I think that's still like locked in their own cycle. It's sort of like whatever you do on the clock is hours. Even when you do like I think I've heard of this, like where it's like it's like the physics of like Jimmy Neutron, or like the physics of like these very specific characters, and like how it's like their hair always has 2 swoops, not one. All that stuff is like proprietary, like I'd still call it like IP. And so that's why I'm like, most artists don't own that, even if they work.
Well, it's not about ownership. It's literally just residuals for it being used. It's the same thing as fucking Brady Bunch reruns being made. It's like that's TV land. Like this, they're making TV land.
It would be interesting to see a contract from an animator, like from a little bit before AI, but not too long ago.
Well, it's not just. It's literally the entire fucking crew and the cash.
Because I mean, I wonder how the fuck they get paid.
Not just the director.
Like, is it just like project based or
an animator contract?
Yeah.
I mean, it's different depending on.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's why, but I'm like, I don't even know like a standard, like one person, like
we should have an animation.
I mean, it's like, I think what Matt's saying is like, we used to get residuals in the TV world, and now like all of streaming has flipped that upside down, and a lot of the strikes were about trying to fix that and find ways to update the model for streaming platforms.
While not giving you that much money,
or
while ripping you off,
or we do my idea, which is, let's say we have to keep AI because we have to. What you do is then pay people to be artists, universal basic artist income. They submit work, and even if they fucking don't distribute it, they can distribute it to AI platforms and then in return get paid for it because
There's-
it's used in the algorithm.
The only reason why I don't think you're full of shit is because of their constant complaining of like there is just not enough information. There's just not enough data for the AIs to consume, and that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Well,
fuck, hold on. I
and
think
you
might
know,
have
when we
something.
talk about enshittification with AI, like that's a real concern because if everything becomes AI generated and it's everything that AI is making is based on what's been made before, then there's no innovation. It just gets lost in like this circle of churning out the same content over and over. And it really does take humans creating new content and putting it into the AI for anything new to evolve. So even if we're using this as a tool, unless we're all just like content for art to have stalled out in this moment and for there to be no new developments in filmmaking or whatever stylistic choices we want to make with animation, whatever it is, humans are going to have to continue to feed the AI with new content, or it's just going to be the same thing all the time.
So real quick, it does feel like I feel like it kind of hit me where I was like, it feels like we're probably gonna run into like the art version of, you know, like how like was it like Catholicism, like in the Dark Ages where like science stopped evolving. Like we kind of like lost. So we had a big gap.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what that sounds like to me.
I think we've been there since like COVID or pre-COVID. It's kind of like a slow burn. It's a slow burn thing that's happened overnight, but we've experienced severe cultural stagnation since the early 2000s.
Damn, this got real depressing for me. Sorry, what do you got? What else you got,
It's
man?
not. I don't mean to be depressing. I'm just
No,
saying
no.
it's
It's
literally
not
what's
depressing
happening.
because in my head I was like, it makes sense. Like I can see it clear, but it's like
I don't think this
nice
is
or clear.
facilitating a a massive cultural shift. I think it's barreling towards the same direction we've already been going, which is severe intentional cultural stagnation. If not, we've surpassed cultural stagnation and cultural regression.
Okay.
You're like, Jesus, this is about AI.
No.
And on that note,
I don't think you're wrong. I just genuinely don't think you're wrong, and that's why I had to take it
on that note,
second.
what is capital punishment? I want to see
What
that.
is that?
Capital punishment.
I don't know, but
it looks like a banger. We should watch it.
Let's watch this Exit Valley real quick, if we can. It's one episode.
How long? It
I
must
know.
be like an hour.
It's just 5 minutes.
Look, it's me very racist. Do you want?
I can't hear.
God, this looks. I can't flip the.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
You listen to it. I'm gonna look at the video. We can call it whenever, guys. Sorry, this is fucking stupid. Simulation Regency.
Why is the animation style changing
Yeah, I was about
like
to say.
every scene?
This looks like a Flash game or something. So are the characters.
Ooh, you can hear that it's AI.
The audio is AI.
Like the performance is bad.
The wool
Heartland
story.
has roots all the way back to the 1800s, long before the big, greedy, money-hungry capitalist pigheads of today's big tech.
So, like, it started with cowboy nerds?
Sort of, Bobby. Just watch.
Thomas Zuckerberg III, Alejandro Saverin, Terry and Mortimer Winklevoss, bound by ambition, oblivious to the treacherous allure of gold which awaits in a valley made of hopes and dreams of a future. A future which would one day shape the lives of every human being on the planet.
Gentlemen, this is it. This is what we've been searching for.
Oh, no,
the dawn of a new future.
This is a nightmare.
It's mesmerizing. I've heard tales, but
what this feels like. You ever like doze off? I don't know why.
You had to make a point.
Sorry. Do you have, I'm the only. Do you do weed, Ann? Can I convict you on? Have you done weed before?
Yes, I have.
Okay. This is what it felt like getting high at like 2 a.m. watching Adult Swim, but you're dozing in and out. And you're kind of dreaming the parts of the show that you're missing. If that makes sense.
Gotcha. You're like getting like constant like deja vu. Like
yeah, it's like am I what is this like a thing that's actually happening? If I was like really high at 2 a.m., this would kind of make sense in a weird way. But that's what it feels like.
Is there a story right now?
Not really. But it's like
it's just like gags or what?
No, it's not even a gag. It's just like a lot of setup. Like no jokes happened yet. No characters have really been introduced. It's more just a pure plot exposition setup.
Okay,
you go.
It feels meaningless. It like started with this interesting premise of like this evil robot around a campfire. And then I was waiting for that story to develop, and maybe the point is just to showcase all these different artistic styles that they can do.
But it's weird to call it episode 1.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it feels like just a bunch of random content kind of slapped together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. As I was just watching it, I was like maybe this would only work in like almost like a cancel me style. Sorry, not to bring it up, but like where you're kind of like. It cannot be like a Family Guy sitcom where you see the same couch. It's like it'll only work if you have to keep changing the location, and you will never ever see that thing again. Yeah. You know, like if it has a problem like redoing the thing.
It's brain rot.
But are you guys like criticism of it mainly like that? The writing sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I maybe we'll get to a point where it can do what you're saying, which is actually have a whole one single location or a whole world that is consistent, and it'll be able to do multiple episodes. The reason I engage in like storytelling and watch TV or films or whatever is because I'm interested in the point of view of the storyteller and what they're trying to share with me from their experience or whatever. And this just feels really empty of that.
ADHD too.
It's just moving. Yeah, it's kind of just like shit posting, you know?
Yeah.
It's just here's some random content and there's nothing really meaningful about it.
Yeah. Well, the bigger issue we haven't talked about yet is volume.
Like what?
I like how you say something and everyone you're just like you're always like, Matt, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, because I'm trying to make sure you didn't mean it was too loud.
No.
That's why
I meant like
my ears are bleeding.
Content volume. So it becomes. This is easy to make because it's basically 100% AI. So the turnaround to make more stuff makes the stuff people make less
valuable.
No, like less visible. It's a visibility. Yeah. So you're gonna have fucking companies, either offshore or in America, constantly having you have an AI. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have an AI making prompts 24/7. Just turn out slop to post either on like a platform like YouTube or even like to submit to like a place as human curation, like even like a Tubi or something. And then like the idea is like eventually one's gonna catch that.
They're gonna
have one hit.
Yeah,
it's like that type of game.
God, it's so annoying.
Right. So then
that's
going to eat up so much of the fucking platforms we use, like fucking YouTube and Instagram.
But then it is
dead
going to feel like dead internet theory. You're just like constant
just noise.
Yeah. So the way
it's going to make the internet feel so fucking annoying. But
because it isn't already.
Yeah.
But maybe this will grow back. Like this is a problem that I've been having. That like the only websites we ever go to are social media websites. I was like, we very rarely go to like a very custom website anymore. You know, and I was like, I don't know if like that might be a thing again. If it's like here's a place that it's just like people like dicking around, or like what they called like home grounds. It was like an old style, like people used to make Flash animations Newgrounds. That's what it was called, newgrounds.com. And people would make like, that's where Cyanide and Happiness like came in. You know Cyanide? Yeah. Like that's like the origination of it, that people would just make their very low budget animations. I feel like if we just have like social media just be like, well, we're able to post it, then we might get those like bouncer websites where they're like, nah, actually, like we have a whole vetting process to get
there's
into
going to
it.
be a reaction, which is going to be people starved of meaningful, carefully crafted content are going to want to flock to places that are filtering out all of the mess and noise that you guys are talking about.
Yeah, and then it becomes very difficult to actually filter if everything looks real.
I mean, kind of in parallel with what you were saying, Matt, I think the other part of this is going to be, not only is there going to be like a ton of AI generated content, but also the human creators are going to be expected to churn out a lot more using these tools. So there's going to be a lot more demand for volume even from human creators, because they'll just be expected to meet that new pace that's set by these tools.
Though there's an easy solution to this problem.
Okay, Mr. Genius.
No, there really is. You have to watermark everything as it being AI generated.
People aren't gonna do that.
It's not a matter of what. It's not corporate. It's a government thing. It's a part, because it becomes a misinformation issue.
How would you
enforce it?
Yeah, how would
you enforce it? So you're the government. The government can enforce companies. Now it doesn't seem like that right now because how the government operates, but that's what you can do.
But listen, I know how to get rid of watermarks on video as an editor.
So but it's not. You can do it, but it's illegal. You make it illegal.
But how would you catch me?
You would need literally a department of AI. Like I see. It's the same way about like fucking scammers in foreign countries. It's like it's gonna happen, but it's illegal technically. You can report it.
Maybe.
Like there has to be a law. Like there has to be. I'm Mr. Law. I feel like fucking Joe Biden.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I feel like I'm like near death. No. No, it's like there has to be law. There has to be laws about this, and that's how you begin to regulate it.
I don't know. And what's your take on that?
I am sure there is a technological solution where you could, kind of like the way we do the blockchain for financial stuff, right? It's like there are ways to like embed packets. I don't know enough about this. I like probably sound like an idiot to anyone who knows about this.
Let me give you a boomer take. This boomer technology, you know how like on every printer it prints out three like a couple dots of yellow on every page. So you can actually trace a paper back to what printer it is. And that's archaic technology you're tracing, and like the human eye can't really see those dots.
Yeah.
But whenever like the FBI is like, okay, what the fuck did this come from? And they're like, okay, it came from this old IP address. Like there's definitely like some back
or even
way.
Just requiring in the credits where you put all the logos at the end. You might just have to call out if you used AI to generate your film. And then at least there's some sense of like, oh, there's still, you have to be honest about this,
But yeah, I feel like you're only gonna catch the good actors, Like the only one who's
I mean, that's the way every law is written, It's like...
Okay, hold on. You're saying you can do break laws, but it's true for anything.
Hold on, I might skip into my next one. I might skip into all these.
Because you're edging on an issue of what we call alignment. This is an alignment conversation.
You guys are also only pretending that the only LLMs or image generations are centralized to a corporation. There's not. There's open source like DeepSeek and this other one that is specific
there are
for
now,
video.
But everything becomes a monopoly.
It does not matter. What I'm saying is like the honest people who are gonna go like through like the monopolies is fine. But what you guys are saying that the thing to worry about would be these decentralized open source AIs. In my head, I'm like, that's where I think is more important for like I don't know. I'm a little bit more anti-corporate AI and more like open source people running them in their own.
No,
computer.
I am too.
No,
like,
I'm against.
But I also see like that if people are doing that, then you don't have that back end of like regulation too.
No, I'm not. I'm saying literally you can't privatize AI. It has to be a government function, a regulated government body.
Any kind of technology has standards, that everyone has to agree to operate on for the technology to be able to communicate. It's the same kind of thing that you could set with government organizations or whatever.
Yeah, it's the FCC. It's literally like how on YouTube you can't show fucking naked people.
Yeah.
I mean you can, but you can't like show porn.
Yeah.
Like you have to have it in the code, like literally traceable. Like
but it also has like other incentives besides just like FCC.
But there's a reason we can all use laptops around the world, and the reason we have a power grid with devices that are standardized, you know, like there are rules in place that everyone who's bought into the system is following, you know. And I think if you just have someone forward thinking and able to kind of put all this in place, and it will have to be centralized, it will have to be something like a government, you know.
Because like isn't like technically like the internet is like sort of like that too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, everything's fucking heavily regulated. What the fuck?
Yeah. But again, like I'm only having I'm having my own like argument inside, because I am like, I do think it needs regulation, but I also hate the corporatization of it. Like I do like individual like AIs in people's computer, like.
But nothing's individual, and there's no such thing as open source in America. What the fuck's open source? I mean, everything is owned by a company. There's no like fucking.
I mean, a lot of like
what's actually
software open, is.
But it's
a lot of
all
software that is
owned by
source.
a company.
Yeah. Yeah,
and it's on
like
platforms
huge,
owned by companies.
This gets like super heavy.
Yeah,
Again,
I'm lost. I don't know what we're talking about.
It's okay. I get, because I'm on. This is an argument of that I have only on myself. But in my head, I'm like
Bernie Sanders.
It's okay. Here we keep going.
Sorry, I get really heated about fucking.
You're good. Okay, here's the fun one. This is like not.
So I will literally talk about the government or Israel.
This is what's it called?
Palestine.
Just dubbing, right? This is like easy. This is not this. What the hell is it called? Deep dub. Sorry,
that sounds weird.
Deep dub is not like. Have you guys seen like the ones where like it not only it changes your mouth as well, like what language you're speaking?
Oh yeah, when you're doing translation.
This is only like redubbing of like the audio itself.
Queres cereais, filho? Levantas-te e pegas. Eles estão aqui todos os dias.
Mas há kiwis ou não?
Eu vou fazer kiwis.
Dad, come here!
Yeah, go get your dad to come rescue us all.
Come on, Dad!
No, it also it's not a mouth thing. It's
Look at this.
AI dub.
Então, resolveste incendiar a casa?
You said you'd fix the stove, remember?
Eu trato disso hoje.
That's what you said yesterday, Mario.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good morning. Nice to see you too, buddy. Hey, how's my baby? Huh?
She's pissed off.
Where's this going? Where's this going?
Pissed off. You know what I
would love to hear what actors think of this, because on one hand, if the AI is able to preserve their performance and their vocals rather than having like I know that's been a frustration in the past, is if you have someone dubbing over you and it's a totally different voice and performance, you've lost what you originally put into it, you know. But at the same time, I feel like AI is generating the performance as well.
You'd hope so. Hopefully it doesn't give you some flat ass performance.
Yeah, but that just means it's still not going to be the same as the original.
I mean, it's so different than what. I mean, dubbing is a thing that's always existed. So this is literally no different.
You're saying like it's the same problems that you're gonna face
it's exactly
anyway.
fucking,
You might
just
still get
cheaper
a loss in
faster.
translation, because it might just be like loss in translation because it's like a cultural reason more than like it is.
Yeah, and you're asking what actors think. Actors don't think on this. They don't think on this issue.
Great, I'm glad we've pissed off DPs
Hell yeah.
and now
No,
actors.
they don't. If they thought on this issue, they would have solved it or acted to solve this fucking issue.
Let's go, dude.
The actors would have?
Yeah, well, the fucking guild at least. I mean, here's the
SAG.
thing. Most actors aren't in SAG-AFTRA. We know that. But most non-union actors try to at least follow SAG-AFTRA as sort of leading what the rights, workers' rights in the industry
That is
are.
crazy. That no offense, I did not think about actors at all. But B, I should have, since they are unionized, and I think they do have like AI regulations already, don't they?
No. Basically, the ones that they have are worthless. Worthless.
I mean, I can't believe I didn't pop it up. I should have probably popped it up.
I mean, we could read through them, but they're fucking worthless. If they weren't,
Now that's good content. Us reading contracts.
I mean, that's what Hassan Piker
Yeah,
does.
Hassan does do that.
And I'm acting like this, but I'm like, basically, this is why the fuck do we have a union? Why the fuck do we have a union?
You're saying why the fuck do we have a union?
What's the point?
When you're not being protected, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, if this is the most dangerous thing that has happened to actors, I mean, but specifically actors.
I don't know they have the solution.
It's not about having a solution. It's about having.
What's unfair?
Like blaming SAG for this, because that is what all of the strikes that we just got through were, not all of it, but is a big part of it. And they can only push for the amount that the big studios are willing to give. You know, it's all about compromise in terms of trying to protect their people while still showing up to the table to negotiate with the studios, and now the studios can say, sure, we'll go on strike, we'll use AI instead. Like they're losing leverage on how they can actually negotiate for this stuff. And they are trying, they're pushing for it, they're trying to get protections in place, there are new rules around it. But the other part of this is the technology is evolving faster than we can understand the implications, and it's really hard to project 10 years from now what this is going to look like and how you need to protect actors.
I think it's quite easy to project what it looks like.
I'll become president, dude.
Matt can tell the future.
No,
Matt
it's
knows
literally
every solution.
Matt knows everything.
If the issue is during the strike that you're going to be replaced, the issue if you don't strike is you're going to be replaced. So you strike anyways. You fucking fight instead of like trying to squeeze every fucking last penny you can.
Sure.
Before you're eventually fucking fired.
Okay, but take it on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Where
Everyone's
someone's trying to pay
greedy.
for their apartment
Yeah,
and
bro,
feed their family.
Get a real fucking job.
Okay, so bye, film industry.
Well, if you're on
Back to
strike,
doing
you're gonna
taxes.
fucking realize they need real fucking. It's literally once a shiftification happens, then realize they need actors, and then you actually end up in a spot you need to be.
I don't want to. Let me make fucking movies, dude. Let me make fucking movies. Huh?
Well, you can make movies outside of SAG. Like, no one's asking you to stop fucking acting. It's literally like it's all the same fucking. It's SAG is how you make. If you liked acting, you would do it regardless if you're in SAG or not, or in any fucking union.
Okay.
That's my rant.
Did you title this Hollywood Producers Talk AI?
Yeah, I thought it was funny. Nobody's gonna see the actual stream. You're good.
Okay.
I'm glad you just now realized that.
Okay, so
I won't talk about unions anymore.
Let's keep moving. So this is a very specific version of it.
I want it noted for the record, Matt is anti-union.
I'm not a fucking abundance Democrat. I'm not Hakeem Jeffries.
Dude, he works for
fucking
Amazon. He's an Amazon Primer. That's how.
I'm literally not.
he
You're
looks
acting like I'm
Prime
fucking
Video.
Hakeem Jeffries over here. I'm
I don't
literally
know who the hell that
fucking.
is.
No.
He's the
Yeah, me
fucking
neither.
he's the one of the main leaders of the Democratic Party. He's part of the abundance movement.
How do I mute his
which
mic?
is anti-labor. Anyways,
okay, so just real quick, there's another one that's here's Obama. Obviously, you guys know what Obama sounds like. Can you hear that? Okay, here's Obama speaking in what language? Should we do Hebrew? Wait, no. Here we go. Let's just him speaking Spanish. Here's Swedish.
Oh, that's weird.
That's racist. That's just racist.
Again, what I kind of like is What I kind of like is that he still sounds like Obama, and that's kind of my favorite thing. Because sometimes when I see like redubs into their own country, it's like, yeah, maybe you're not hiring a person from over there, but if you're a broke filmmaker and you're just trying to get like a big broad amount of people, I'm like, this is good just to get the word out, you know. But I also like that it doesn't take away from like the actor, like we were saying, you know, it's the same person's face. We're not changing his face. That's like it'd be nice if they had the same voice. Have you ever seen like a dub of a character and you're like, the voice does not match this person, the way this person looks? Either like
for sure.
It's like so that there's like I will say maybe this is not super important. I think for distribution this is because it opens up those floodgates for that. But for the quality of the content, you know.
I think the biggest implication is the amount of comedy that we'll be missing out on from those dubs. That will go by the wayside.
That's why it's like, see, it's like you could get like little gold nuggets.
Talking about foreign language dubs?
Yeah.
I mean, that's still a thing that's always existed.
You would mean
language dubs, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about like I mean, if you just clone the voice
for like using it for your own personal use, just for. Because you can still edit it.
I think
that's
like
what the thing is.
I do like that we are coming at this at a very Hollywood level, but I think the reason why I bring a lot of these up is very much from the independent filmmaker mindset. It's like how like bringing it from somebody who has no money, who's just trying to make a movie.
Yeah.
You know, because honest to God, like that's who we know.
Yeah, I think all of this is tempting for the money that it saves you, right? And yet, if you're a filmmaker who's in it because you appreciate the craft and the creative process, it doesn't sound appealing for the trade-offs, that the things that you lose by trying to shortcut so much.
Well, you can still edit it.
Well, what I was gonna say, like, if I don't know any, like, if I cannot cast all of my people and cancel me as Russian.
Oh yeah,
like you get what I'm saying, but like there's a big audience for it. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? Like I'm shooting myself.
I mean, I guess I was trying to generalize for like all of this AI stuff. I do think like for dubbing, like we were saying, dubbing has always been a thing. And the implication here is like, okay, so then we're not hiring actors in Germany and Spain or whatever to do the dubbing. And we're not hiring translators. Like, it is just, it's more of a jobs issue than anything.
It's so annoying because in my head, I'm like, the people that I think should be using this are broke people, broke filmmakers, broke artists. However, those people right now are so like anti trying to use it, and the only people that are going to use it are like huge like the bigger Hollywood like production companies. And then you're like, don't use that. You have the money. Go hire them. What are you doing? And so that's why that's my big like sort of like cognitive dissonance with it. That I'm so pro for it when it comes to independent filmmakers, but I'm so anti it when it comes to like the big corporations. But that's not going to happen.
Right.
You know, like the hippie indies are gonna be so pretentious about it that they're gonna shoot themselves in the foot, and the other ones are gonna just be like fucking like penny pinching.
Yeah,
and that pisses me off. Sorry. And I'm fucking angry.
See, now we're on the same level. Now we agree on something.
Okay. All right. So
all right, talk about something different.
No,
I'm
we're almost there.
mad about actors.
Now this is lit. This is TrueSync. TrueSync is that dubbing. What's it called? The dubbing website, but it actually moves their mouths. This is too loud?
That's full fucking volume.
Stop playing.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Introducing
Okay.
TrueSync.
Good.
Preserve your creative vision by visually dubbing into any language.
Il fait un documentaire sur une fourmi. Ça fait 2 jours qu'il fait que ça. He's making a documentary about an ant. And he's been doing that for 2 days.
Let audiences worldwide experience your film in the way it was originally intended.
So what are your conditions?
Half-seas.
TrueSync delivers immersive and authentic viewing experiences in over 40 languages.
And it's all my fault. Es todo por mi culpa.
At speed and at scale.
That's it! That's exactly how we make movies!
With TrueSync technology, every nuance of the actor's performance is preserved.
We do it together.
Ooh, I don't like that
From
line.
feature-length movies.
I did. My brain didn't go there. That's out of context.
Expand
every
audience
nuance
reach
of an
and
actor's
engagement.
performance is preserved. I'll wait till
TrueSync. Okay. Your story.
Are you talking
their
about the
language.
creepy old man, the little girl in the car? Or is this
No,
different?
no,
Oh, I thought you meant.
No,
Oh,
you're-
she's like, oh, we can do it together. That's what he said to the little girl. I'm like, ayo, pa. And you had something. I was
No.
paying attention to that.
No, I was actually not being a pervert.
Well, I mean, but I'm calling out the motherfucker. I'm not fucking being like, oh, that's fucking base. What the fuck?
So the thing that occurred to me when he said, like, one thing I was thinking about is, let's say I'm performing in English, but I'm making the choice as an actor to have a specific type of accent, and that's part of my character.
Oh.
All of these language translations are just Spanish, French, whatever. Whereas, like, you could have someone there casting with different regionalisms in mind, or specific accents, and, you know, things that'll come across that aren't just like Spanish is all one.
Like regional.
Yeah.
I think they use the wrong word. I don't think they care about preserving it. I think it's about duplicating it, or duplicating something similar.
Preserving their face. Is that
No,
what
they're
you're
like
talking
they're
about?
like
Not
intonation.
about the language, the
Their
face.
intonation.
Yeah.
They're like every little the intonation.
Okay.
Sorry.
Inflection.
I guess.
Shut the fuck up.
My point is, like, it's this like a lot of technology is democratizing it, which means that a lot more people have access to it. So everyone now can do it to a certain level. But I also think there's a level above that where if you were really putting a lot of care and attention into these translations and hiring people to make these decisions for your film, a lot of that the extra level that's really going to make it excellent and work in those other places is just going to kind of go for the wayside, and everything will be kind of brought down to this average.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yeah, it's about introduction.
A woman's talking.
I thought you were done with your fucking point, Aunt. Sorry.
Go ahead, Matt.
Good.
I forgot. Oh, okay. All this video is AI video, right?
What do you mean?
The actual footage is AI.
No.
Yes,
no,
it is.
it's from a, I've literally seen. I've seen this movie. Where the hell is it? This movie. It's called Spanish. I'm kidding.
I think this is all AI.
No, it's not. And then this is also not that one. This one. This one too.
How you know?
How do I know? Because I've
Yeah,
seen
pull up the movie.
I don't know the movie. I don't watch
because it's
they
all AI.
tell you, and companies don't lie.
Yeah, companies never lie.
They never lie.
No, that's literally AI video.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
Yes, it
not,
is.
bro. Well, I mean, their mouth is.
The video, the film, literally, if you scroll through it, a lot of, I think, majority of it's AI video.
We should start doing like Is It Cake videos, but with
It's
Is It AI?
Yeah.
And then your
This is what I'm
guest.
talking about. It's gonna drive us mad.
No,
and
we
then,
already
like,
have
Matt-
Driving Mad.
No, but like let's reveal that Matt is actually an AI.
AI.
Yeah, I'm gonna,
The
this is
whole
literally,
video.
This
the
is
whole
literally
video
Blade
we
Runner.
made, he wasn't even there.
Yeah.
We're living through
Damn,
Blade Runner,
bro.
except the world doesn't look cool.
Yeah,
That's
everything's
my point.
lame,
Yeah.
and there's no
lame.
There's
Blade
no holographic
The world
Ana
is
de
still
Armas.
stupid.
We just have
and
normal
boring.
Yeah, fucking normal Ana de Armas, dude. Fucking boring, dude.
No, but okay, hold. Let me cook.
Okay.
I want you to fucking look me dead in my fucking
I also can't
face
hear this.
and tell me that's not.
Am I supposed to hear this, or am I good? Am I chilling? No, don't
Tell
full
me
screen
that.
it.
Look
Don't
at
full
that.
screen it.
Look at their fate. That's not a real human.
Okay, hold on.
What?
You're, okay,
No,
you're,
I
hold-
think
Look
it
how
is.
clear it is.
Stop talking for a second. Do you understand this technology? Do you understand it? It's not just moving their mouth. It does a digital double on their face.
I'm aware.
Okay, and so that's what you are seeing is a CGI face of themselves on top of their normal face to do the redub.
Yeah.
That is why on some of them it does in fact look a little AI.
It's like an AI fucking.
That's because this is a little AI.
not
It's
just their
CG,
face,
brother.
the entire video.
I mean,
Look at
this might have some VFX work in it. Yeah, sure.
Look at how he's moving. That's
Expand
AI.
audience reach and
And you gotta help me. There's no fucking.
You know what's
way.
crazy?
Does
Because
that
we
look
don't
like
fucking
AI?
know. We
Yeah,
can't
I
for
can
certain
call
say
them.
no.
I think we're at that point where we don't know.
Where's the phone
That's my
number?
fucking
Where's their phone
point.
number?
And
They're in
they're gonna say
London.
it's all real because you can just fucking lie.
Call
no one
London
fucking
right
cares.
now.
Hello, London.
Anyways, let's move on, buddy.
Okay,
Thank
let's
you.
move
Thank
on,
you.
let's
That
move
was a cool video.
Let's move
Yeah.
on. Okay, so what am I? Okay.
Am I
so,
too angry?
You're always angry.
Yeah, you're.
I'm
always
not angry. I'm just passionate. I give a fuck about certain things.
Okay,
I want
So
people to be
here
good.
I'm ready. I'm ready to wrap it up. I have a tiny clip, and then you can share your clips.
Is anyone watching live?
No, they
Good.
hate that. They hate us.
Okay, great.
I had a friend come in for a second.
We didn't
and
say
then he
anything
left.
that offensive, right?
No, I'm just like
We
I
can recut
worry
this.
about the quality of the content.
Nah, it's not that good, but that's okay. That's
We're
what's
on-
good. It
we're
is-
on Kick. You care about the quality? We're on Kick.
And
Aiden Ross is on Kick.
Okay, hold on. So there's still like some occasional like wrong things with AI, right? Besides like environmental and moral issues, but I say we're fixing it as if I'm doing anything about this.
Mhm.
Like the first thing is like, oh, like it feels like the characters are not consistent. But then we have this guy.
Are you gonna let AI edit this
AI-generated
video?
content.
Shut up,
that's
Han.
one big issue. No, not the hands. I'm talking about character consistency. One shot they look good, the next they've changed age, gender, and face shape. You can't build a real story like that.
That's why.
So I'm going to show you how to train consistent characters in under a minute using AI. Head over to LTX Studio and open the Actors tab. You can use a detailed prompt to create your character, or just upload a few images. 10 to 15 is more than enough. Want more control? Use the image generator to create a character sheet. Take screenshots of different poses and expressions, then upload those as your image set. Now hit train. Once the actor is ready, head to your storyboard and add them to your cast. Then just tag them in your shots. You can even customize their outfits to match the genre of your story. Science fiction, fantasy, period drama, whatever your world calls for.
I feel like at the very beginning it actually looked really good, and then it starts breaking. But I don't know what the fuck LTX Studio is, but
It's probably another fucking AI startup that would buy out by a big company.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we should do that.
No, that's every fucking film. Sorry. Let me talk normally.
Oh.
Every filmmaker should probably start an AI company. What are you saying?
Well, no, I was gonna say this is exactly what I was saying earlier, where we're now in this place of if you can't beat them, join them. Where now it's a race to catch up to the people who are making money on AI, and I kind of feel like a lot of people are gonna get started too late on this and miss the train.
Yeah.
But everyone has an AI startup now.
Yes.
You also know
Yeah,
like the weird startup business where like again like the goal is to be bought out. That
Mhm.
like there's been companies that have made the same product 3 times and been bought out by like the same company.
Yeah.
And, like yeah, it's
That's
kind of
proof that capitalism works great and we're doing great.
But it's also like
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
No, it's actually works.
How about we get a mansion, guys?
No, if we wanted to make money,
how about we get out of the country? Huh?
It's like if we
Nigeria.
I feel like
Where
if we
going? Where
wanted
going? What's a good country?
We would have gone to engineering or business school if we wanted to be that level of a sellout. I think we at least somewhat want to be artists, you know. So I think that's why we're not doing that.
Yikes!
Even me, who's like,
we chose the wrong time period.
I'm the old guy yelling at clouds, but I think even then.
I feel like it's easier than ever to be an artist, and it's also valued less than ever.
That's traditionally how it's been. I mean,
so good. Okay. This is next one.
Keep cooking.
Yeah. So you guys were complaining about
talk about
decentralization, but here's
some crazy video generation has finally caught up with the big closed source video models. Lightricks just dropped LTX V13B, a video gen model that's insanely powerful and can run on consumer grade GPUs. So no expensive cloud fees or monthly memberships to generate videos. And this model renders up to 30 times faster than other leading models, and it delivers true cinematic quality. LTX V13B uses something called multi-scale rendering. It starts rough and then progressively adds detail, exactly like an artist going from a sketch to a masterpiece. And the best part, you get total control. Dolly shots, zooms, orbits, even controlling facial expressions and adding auto sound effects. Plus, it's entirely open source and trained on licensed datasets from Getty and Shutterstock. And businesses with under $10 million in revenue can use it commercially, totally for free. This tech is changing everything about video creation, and it's available now inside of GitHub, Hugging Face, or directly inside of the LTX Studio platform.
I'm not convinced that's a real human, but anyways.
He's got a weird lisp.
He has a weird face, but it's not like, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's literally like the way his face muscle moves.
Okay. I don't think this is part of the conversation.
No, it's like, it's what I'm constantly fucking thinking about. I mean, he has an AI fucking account for, which is already a red flag.
Yes, he does.
It's already a red flag.
This is when we discover the whole thing is a simulation, and no one is
real. We never had friends.
I can talk about that if you want me to fucking talk about that on the fucking internet.
No, okay. What do you guys think? This is just
you go ahead.
Decentralization. That
I have no thoughts. My brain is empty.
Okay. Well, it's just, again, open source. Like, as much as it's maybe a security problem having DeepSeek, in my head I was like, DeepSeek running on your own fucking computer, kind of based.
Yeah.
Not bad, right? This is image generation. What else could you want? You know, like I can run that shit on my own computer. It's offline. You know, and so that's why. That's important to know that, again, it's not like, oh, but these big corporations, it's like if you just get the fucking, like, get on GitHub and download it, you're good. It's free. Is that the same guy? Yeah, that's the same guy. Hold on.
Yeah, I see the technology evolving, and it's cool if you like the technology.
I think one of the big things that we have to offer, and like that kind of still separates us, what I'm doing the Trump hands, us from like a regular human.
Open up the camera, buddy.
Open up. Oh. No, so the thing that separates like us from like the general public, like our degrees aren't completely useless, is probably a little bit of the vocabulary. And it's this.
Luck. It's prompt design on purpose. Let me show you how. You don't get this kind of shot by typing cool car in the dark into AI. That's how you end up with PlayStation covers. But this is a system. It starts with lighting. Sodium vapor, not neon. Vintage halogen, not generic glows. You need to speak the same language the camera would. Next, motion. AI doesn't understand cars unless you force it to. So you don't just say motion blur. You say handheld drag, shutter streaks, rear tail lift, 1/25th exposure. Then material behavior. You name the reflections. You control the surface. Smooth lacquer, plastic trims, brushed steel badges. Otherwise it'll melt like cheese. And finally, it's the camera logic. 50mm, f1.8, ISO 800. Not for realism, for control. Because the point isn't to make something look real. It's to make it feel sharp.
So, to counteract that point, I think the goal is to get to the point where your average Joe can use it. Because that's who this technology is for.
Yes. Of course, but I think we're almost like not interior designers, but like it's like we're like I feel like our skills are kind of dumbed down, but I don't think it would be completely worthless.
Yeah,
we are puppeteers.
I think at this point, all of this is geared toward AI chasing the standard that humans have set, right? Like all of that is about how to get the cinematic shots that this industry has created as the standard. Once that's possible for everyone to do, what is the value of it? It's kind of like, so anyone can make these car shots. What are we actually looking at? Is it a real car? Like, I don't know. I think the value drops significantly. Like right now we're chasing something that has value. So then these videos have value. Once all of them are able to do it, there is no value.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like what we were talking about before with like advertising. There are all these laws in place for false advertising. Like you can't have images of the product that isn't the product, you know? So if you're using AI to generate ads, I assume a lot of those same restrictions will be part of it. And there are all sorts of like nuances in like how you do food advertising and everything else. But it's kind of like, if anyone can just make an image of whatever they want, like, what is the value of it? I guess is kind of what I'm getting at.
Can I talk about 3 things, and you're gonna
hate one of them?
No, you're gonna hate all of them because you're not gonna get what I'm saying immediately. I want to talk about 3 things that are all kind of related. I want to talk about agentic AI. I want to talk about Yep.
Okay.
I want to talk about Dune from the series Dune, the Butlerian Jihad. I want to talk about what I call Renaissance theory.
Okay, go for it, Cook.
You call me Cook?
No, I mean Cook. Cook, not Cook.
Are we familiar first with what agentic AI means?
No.
So it's agentic AI is more aligned to the traditional theory of like film AI, like Terminator, like Singularity AI, where it's like becomes smarter than humans.
Okay,
it's
gotcha.
like once like that the goal is to get agentic, conscious AI that has its own feelings beyond just learning shit.
Okay.
That as far as that research is really fucky because there's a lot of people bullshitting on that who think it's already here and all. It's a fucking rabbit hole. It's a whole different rabbit hole than this fucking rabbit hole. That's its own thing. Related to that is like if we get to a point where agentic AI becomes real, it's also not entirely convinced about it. But if that becomes the point, then that becomes normal life for a long while. But as we all know, cultures are very cyclical. So this goes in what I think of the Butlerian Jihad and Renaissance theory. So in Dune's set tens of thousands of years in the future. And you would think tens of thousands of years in the future that we would all be like synthetic robots and nothing would be like real. But in Dune, they present the world or the universe in the opposite direction where they banned all fucking robots because they became such a big fucking issue. And then they basically became conscious and they had a war against robots where they basically committed genocide on robots as a means to save the human race. And then for the majority of the Dune timeline, they didn't have robots and robots are banned. So I think that the version of that's not science fiction is the idea that people will be accustomed to shit that looks like that to a degree that if you literally go back 2008 YouTube in a way that people realize is real, that would like reset the clock and then like reset the standards where people are actively chasing something that is real that feels as raw as possible. So as a result, you strip away anything that's cinematic. You make it as like unpolished 2008 YouTube as possible, where like AI will strive to be polished, if that makes sense. So the trajectory of AI is polished as possible. Humans' trajectory has to be the opposite.
Oh, like authentic.
Yeah.
As
That's
possible.
why,
Which that's funny that you say that because like I was looking at like the what's it called, the LA fucking like protests, and in my head I was looking at all of the footage filmed on news broadcast cameras. In my head I was like, I don't know why I do not relate to it, but I saw like Hassan or like any live streamer with like their phone, and in my head I was like, oh, this feels more real. I was like, I don't know why, but it feels like because it's like it feels a little bit shittier, but also feels like everyday footage that you take. Like you know, like, and so that's why in my head I was like, a broadcast camera just doesn't. I don't know why in my head it just. I don't know why it doesn't do it for me, and I feel like
interesting.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of goes with that a little bit. Like I don't know if it's like
that
a weird.
Kind of was. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, go ahead. No.
I was just gonna say that was internet culture, like you're saying. If you going back, like. It felt like this little club that young people had for a while when you had like MySpace and all the Flash videos you were describing, right? Which is like, it was shitty on purpose because it was like passing notes in class, or like it was just this very homegrown, organic, we're all just goofing off and having fun kind of thing. So like to your point, Matt, like there's going to be that element of organic people being people in resistance to this perfection and polished look.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, I mean, for me, it then makes the most sense. Like, I do love movies, but in my head, I'm like, I feel like it's being so, like, it's getting really dirty, and that's why, like, I really, like, go more towards, like, new media, and I do want them to run a little bit better, but I do appreciate the kind of shittiness of it.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why, like, there's like that little passion in it.
Right. It's almost like why indie rock with like the kind of lo-fi sound popped up right as we were really like perfecting that big pop music sound.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
a really good point.
Yeah, you said it much better than me. I was like, I want to talk about Dune
again?
and shit people don't care about.
We're in sync again, guys.
Yeah.
We had a big argument. So anyway,
wait, Matt's still cooking.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean, the end of it is either Renaissance theory or
that one.
Or another thing with agentic AI is the issue of alignment, which we haven't talked about. Are you familiar with the term alignment?
This is my car. No.
in AI, I'm surprised I know more about AI than you, but it's also because
yeah,
no, from the not you know more about entertainment. I know literally more about corporate government AI just because I went to the fucking conference. So was it okay? So alignment. So I don't know if the dude. So there's like news reports like, oh, ChatGPT made this guy commit suicide. People think that ChatGPT is a girlfriend, shit like that.
Mm-hmm. I've heard, several stories.
Okay. Or ChatGPT has blackmail on me, and now I have to do a thing that ChatGPT. It's like stuff like that where that's like it. I'm not sure if it's real entirely or propaganda, but it's the concept that AI won't always be aligned with human interests.
Okay, gotcha. That's that alignment.
And then if AI is not aligned with human interests, then how does that affect it since we use it for fucking everything?
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally like Terminator. It bringing it up makes you sound like a fucking nutcase,
like
but it's like any other
case.
technology.
Yeah.
Where it's like, imagine like meeting Oppenheimer. He's like, I found a way to make something hotter in the sun. You're literally telling him to fuck off. And we're going to kill a bunch of Japanese people. It's like, we're going to be like, what? He's like, what? And then you think he's insane. But it's not a problem until it fucking happens. And then like you see the bomb drop and you're like, oh, we can do that now. So like it's more like people aren't thinking from that perspective because we literally know it only from sci-fi.
Yeah, but it's also like we were kind of like necios. I don't know how to say that. Like we're not persistent. We're thick in the head. Like we don't understand the thing until like we have to see it. And like that again, like the believing
you have to
see
learn
it,
the hard way.
But I kind of hate the fucking the whole like having to learn it the hard way or having to believe it to see it, see it to believe it. Because I'm like I kind of think films cause that a little bit. Like okay, I feel like we've done the what's it called the suspension of disbelief so well that people like they don't. I mean, rightfully so. They don't really believe even what they see, or sometimes they believe everything they fucking see. You know, and like again, like I've been kind of torn on like filmmaking.
Star Wars wasn't historically accurate.
Get her out of here.
I mean, it was about the Vietnam War, so I guess.
Oh yeah. Didn't he fucking George Lucas straight up say that? Yeah. I thought that you were gonna go that way with the Dune thing. So anyway, let me wrap this up. We talked about new media a little bit, and we talked about like making cinematic stuff for the general public. So. With the TikTokification, by the way, I saw this one video and somebody was like, oh, it's so fun that somebody can make a TikTok and then you could do it your own way. But I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're just copying the same dance or you're just doing the same like joke. I was like, you're not doing it your own way. You're stealing it. And so I've already been like, I kind of hate that. Like they have a weird relationship with redoing a thing. They think it's them doing it themselves, but it's just like, kind of theft. And all the time like you have like, oh, like this dance came from like this black female dancer and nobody's crediting her. They're crediting like Charlie D'Amelio. Like there's already stuff without AI that we're having like that sort of social problem and that social regurgitation. Another example of this was just regular memes. A lot of comedians originally were like, they're like, I don't get memes because memes are just you telling the same joke just in a different images.
Yeah.
And in my head, at first I was like, I kind of agree with you, even though I fucking love memes. But they're like, you're just stealing a joke, like over and then regurgitating it. But I love fucking memes, even though they're the same joke.
I mean, I feel like that's the way culture operates. Like, what is slang except for you stealing someone else's word that you liked? You know, like there's always been an element of that. Styles, are you stealing someone else's look that? But
I think for like comedy, you know, has been not like highbrow, but they're like, oh, that's that guy's joke. Like jokes that has always kind of been like taboo, and so that's why like when the memes came, they were like, wait, what? Like stand-up comedians were kind of like that does like for them it doesn't like they couldn't get it.
Joke stealing the part that's taboo is stealing someone's exact punchline.
Mm-hmm.
But the structure of jokes, like there are many different types of jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, if you listen to like interviews with SNL writers, they're like, okay, we're gonna do this kind of skit, and they have names,
like a formula for that
yeah,
type of
there are formulas. There are, you know, things that and I kind of see memes that way. Like you can adapt it and put a new punchline on there, and you're really just stealing a structure.
Yeah, but again, like for me, I was like, I always like loved memes, but in my like having a comedian say that, I was like, oh, I understand how you could come to that realization. And so again, like I'm trying to set up this bubble to talking about Higgsfield AI, where it's like this very specific one shot, and you just put in your fucking image in there, and then it'll just recreate the shot. And a lot of people on Instagram have just been doing this for like their own shit, and then you're just like
each frame
47
minutes is, I will say, kind of insane.
How much
That's
water
like
is it draining right now?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We just killed
it's
the
just
entire
like
Amazon.
No, it actually is
rainforest.
getting it from my faucet. It's getting from
What
the
is your
city
water
of
bill?
Denver.
Do you hear me?
That's another idea. If I was a Democrat, I would tax utilities with AI.
Yeah, I like this idea, Matt.
That's see,
but I'm not a Democrat.
I do think we need ways to better tie the consequences to the action for people.
I'm a Republican,
Again, otherwise
and
we're
I just want to
incentivized.
blame brown people.
Let's do it.
That's gonna be clipped out of context.
I'm not joining that one.
You know, like how like Hassan Piker says stuff as if he's like
A
the
white
opposite.
guy.
He's like, oh, I love killing endless like amounts of children, like stuff like that. And he gets clipped out of context because he's doing a satire of like who he's making fun of.
Okay, what shit do you have for me?
Honestly,
By the way,
the round table shit's like. Sorry,
is it annoying?
No, it's just fucking boring as shit.
So that we
so
can succeed.
the problem is,
so I think it's a moment where
these are fucking yappers and they talk in business lingo. But like if you break down what the fuck they're saying, you realize
all contractors, right?
what they're saying is not good.
People as much. I think it's actually the opportunity is to do the opposite. It's to lean into
And
the
you can
mutual
skim through it
benefit
based on what's
that sits
important.
between the employer and employee.
Wait, what the hell
And
was
so
that?
that's
The
what we
what?
I'm not going to be able to rely on my people as much. I think it's actually
I'm not gonna be able
the
to.
I think it's actually the opportunity.
It's to lean into the mutual benefit that sits between the employer and employee. And so that's what we really need to think about.
What's the
How
mutual
do we do
benefit?
that? And believe in the potential that each person in our companies can bring to us.
He's probably saying employees can use AI as a tool and it'll help them get stuff done. But this is what every company says before they do massive layoffs. It is like they're always like, it's about how we can all use AI as a tool. It's about how it can benefit all of us. And then boom, next thing you know, hundreds of layoffs announced. Yeah. They're never going to come out and say, like, actually, we can replace all of you.
As we reflect
you know?
on, I think that was a pretty glass half full.
What's up, Jimmy? What does it say? Mimi?
So it's the idea.
That's JAI as fuck, right?
No, it's the intentional. I was confused too. So the highly structured task, they prompted it to look like you can read it, and then it gets more highly ambiguous task. They intentionally fucked it up.
Tusks.
You know how long it took me to get that? Looking at that fucking graphic.
I'm distracted by the guy's thong.
Yeah, no, that's pretty lit.
All right, man, come on.
Hey, yo, what pissed me off
going to
most
say
was
the
the
number
Department
one
of Labor
program-
secretary. Oh, her on the left right there. She works with Amazon. She talked about workplace integration. So they're like, at Amazon, instead of achieving work-life balance, we want work-life integration. Was the line she said?
Love that. Doesn't sound post-apocalyptic at all.
But I also understand it. I understand how they are so desensitized to it because of the whole like Alexa shit in your house. Like everything, like they have like the whole home bolt crap, you know.
Well, look at who is leading the whole company. Like they've never really cared about people.
Yeah.
So. I wanted to bring up this book because Dr. Fei-Fei Li is one of the original like AI researchers. Like she's been in this field for a long time, and she's been one of the people kind of leading a push for the ethical use of AI. And so this whole book is about like her story, her work in AI, and then a lot of her pushing for using AI as a tool, as opposed to like basically her definition of ethically using AI is using it as a tool that supports humans in their work and helps them do a better job, but doesn't replace them. And I think that's kind of an interesting concept to carry into the film world. Unfortunately, I think it's really hard to implement, and it's a little unrealistic even in the examples she gives in her book.
Is she aware of that?
I don't think so, because
Yikes.
she talks about, she's like, she lays out this whole thing about how, you can't replace people and take away their jobs. And then she says this whole thing about how I could use AI to generate all this art and write this essay for me, without acknowledging that she's replacing jobs. Yeah. And so the thing that I see with a lot of this is no one cares about AI stealing jobs until it comes for their jobs.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of the debate here, is everyone's kind of apathetic about it until all of a sudden it's like, whoa, hang on.
Yeah.
No, I'm a translator and now my job's going to get taken away, or, oh wait, I'm a writer now, and now software developers, whatever it is. So I think we need more thought leadership on this, on what an ethical use of AI would be across the board, and especially in filmmaking. And unfortunately, I see a lot of the people in leadership right now doing the complete opposite.
Yeah.
So if I have any kind of takeaway from all of this, it's just like, can we please get some smart people in charge here to be helping us figure out a future with this technology that isn't going to suck. That's all I want.
Yeah. And says, can we get some creative thinkers in the chat?
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
F's in the chat, please.
Do you have any clips left?
No.
Okay. Well, listen, I think...
What's our thesis
I think at
here?
the end of the day, all we should use AI for, like, look at all the tools we
Is
can use AI
porn.
for. And so I think the big thing that we, like, the internet would really suffice for is to doing good cat memes.
Yes.
I like that too. You're gonna cut this down right into a Ludwig type of video,
but
right?
I'm sorry, an AI cat
Sorry,
is
a
not
woman's
gonna
talking
cut
right
it.
now.
Sorry. An AI cat is not going to cut it.
I will say,
There you
how
go.
is that AI? Why is AI making this quality? A blurry cat in Paris
at the Eiffel Tower.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite Kanye West song.
Oh my god.